Hello everybody, welcome back to our latest live stream. We actually have an ongoing tornado on the ground, so I want to hop right into it. But if you're just tuning in for the first time, make sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe. Let's hop right into it though. So as I mentioned before, we have an ongoing tornado warning currently over in Colorado that's actually had a history of producing a tornado now. We've had several reports along the line with this storm. It's just one little cell here. It's kind of been within a little broken line of storms more than anything. But it is an ongoing tornado warning for at least the next 4 minutes. Again, it's as of right now, it's an observed tornado. We've had several reports of an ongoing tornado with this, and it's actually been ongoing at least for the last 15 to 20 minutes. It's actually been a pretty elongated tornado so far with this cell. Again, this is currently heading down to the south. It is producing the potential again for this tornado going right now towards Stratton, Colorado. So again, make sure you're seeking shelter immediately away from windows and lowest floor possible. As I kind of mentioned before, this is actually a pretty dangerous cell right now, going closer to a bit more of a populated area. Just kind of give you some reports and kind of what's going on with the cell as of right now. We did have a funnel cloud reported back up in Bethune not too long ago at 4:30 Central Time, and as well as not really long ago at 4:53 was our first confirmation of a land spout with this cell. Now, a land spout's more comprised of strong downburst winds, and that, what you can see here is obviously it was only 20 to 30 seconds long. However, it actually has maintained its composure, and it's actually been pretty tight rotation up to this point. As of recently, the tornado has actually been let's see, train weather spotter reported a tornado. Time is estimated right around 5:08. That's just north of Stratton. And eventually, just recently, we had a most recent report near Kit Carson County. Deputies actually reported a tornado. Now, we do now have a brand new tornado warning on this cell that just got issued. Goes until 6:15 tonight Central Time at 5:15 Mountain Time. Again, this tornado warning has just been issued. It does include, again, areas like Stratton primarily, just east of Vaughan, as well as west of Bethune. Again, this is currently near Highway 24. It's moving down to the south. We'll take a look at the velocities. Let's go and take a look at that, kind of give an idea of what we're looking at as of right now. As of now, looks to be a lot more wind, but at this given time, we very well could see this re-strengthen. The area of rotation actually is currently over Stratton, so I can't rule out that we still have a tornado on the ground with this. Definitely not out of the question. Let me go and pull up this real quick. I gotta do close out of my pen and put back in here. But again, this is our ongoing tornado warning near Stratton. And again, this tornado has at least been on the ground potentially for as long as 15 to 20 minutes. The latest tornado warning is now radar indicated rotation. I'm assuming the rotation is at least for the given time subsided, but it very well might recycle. That's why definitely we're going to cover the storm very closely. Again, this is an ongoing tornado warning in Stratton, Colorado, moving down to the south near Highway 24. Let's go back on the latest radar scan, just kind of give you an idea of what was going on before, because this is actually a very tight rotation for a good amount of time actually. This is back near 417, 424. Not a whole lot of rotation with this cell. It's kind of back up here to the north. As we went out throughout the hours, or really throughout the later portion of the hour though, this is when we had that radar confirmed tornado. This actually, or not even radar confirmed, actually visualized in person. I actually saw some storm chasers actually on the storm. They actually have pictures from this, but this is north of Stratton. Again, that was about 5:03. Latest scan still show it was on at least the ground potentially for as long as maybe 10 to 15 minutes. I mean, it was actually a pretty elongated tornado. Now, again, it might re-strengthen. It very has a good capability of maybe recycling here, so we're gonna have to watch this storm very closely. I do think it was actually a tornado though in the most recent reports at least, and not just a land spout. A land spout's a little bit different. They are usually not nearly as strong as tornadoes, at least in terms of like an EF1 or EF2 tornado. So we may have actually saw maybe a tornado closer to Stratton. Again, we're gonna keep you updated with the latest with this. Again, moving down to the south near Highway 24. Definitely a dangerous cell though. Again, in eastern Colorado. And we also have a few other severe thunderstorm warnings back up in Nebraska, by the way, and we will definitely be making sure to cover those a little bit as well. Let me go over here real quick. All right, posting that to there. Alrighty, welcome everybody. By the way, this is not a scheduled live stream, so obviously this just kind of came out of nowhere. I was actually going to do it before, a little bit earlier, but I was busy. By the way, if you're just tuning in, hit the like button. I would appreciate it. And yeah, again, this is in eastern Colorado, ongoing tornado warning. Again, this has been a confirmed tornado for at least we've at least had several confirmations between 4:53 up to 5:10. So there may have actually been near, I mean, I don't think it's been on the ground for that. I don't think it's been on the ground for like 30 minutes, but we may have had that brief land spout, and then it drops an actual tornado back up near Stratton. Again, that was about 5:08 Central. And then at 5:10, we still had a confirmed tornado from deputies back over in Stratton as well. So we've at least had some confirmation on this cell. Again, it is currently heading down to the south. Definitely be a storm to watch very closely. Again, we have other severe weather ongoing back up in Nebraska. We have actually 4 ongoing severe thunderstorm warnings. Just for reference, a lot of these are going to be producing some hail and damaging winds probably over the next couple of hours. Again, we'll probably be live for it for a while. We also had a funnel cloud reported not too long ago over in Chambers, so we've actually had another funnel cloud up that direction. Definitely can't rule out another briefer weak tornado up that direction. This area may have actually had a bit more of a possibility of being closer to a strong tornado, because it actually looked pretty decent on ground. I'm going to try to see if we have any photos from the storm. This is over in Stratton for reference, and it looks like we got a little bit of an inflow coming back on the storm, so we'll take a look here in a second. And here's a little bit of a zoomed in picture here of the storm. Again, recent report at 5:10 was a confirmed tornado. We may see one again soon. Here's back to the velocities. Let's hop over to it. And it looks like to be primarily wind at this given time, but it definitely, again, could re-strengthen. It looks like we have a little notch trying to develop up here, so we'll have to watch that pretty closely. But overall, we definitely have a hail core here, definitely possibly quarter-sized hail heading into Stratton. Definitely very well could see maybe some rotation starting to strengthen on this storm again. Higher up in the atmosphere, it looks like there's a little bit more rotation up that direction, but we'll have to watch it again near the surface to see if this can actually re-strengthen into a potential tornado. Again, the warning goes until 6:15 Central Time, so we'll keep you updated with the latest on this and also all the other severe thunderstorm warnings that we have ongoing. Alrighty, let me hop over to chat. Hey, Kyler, welcome back. Moxie, how you doing? 1920s. Gabe, how you guys all doing today? Welcome. Hey, Blocky, how you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. D, how you doing? Welcome. Ropos, welcome back. Oh, by the way, I want to get some quick notifications in real quick. We didn't have a stream since when these happened, but I did want to mention thank you to 1920s for becoming a tornado chaser off stream. I really do appreciate that. They upgraded to a tornado chaser. Also, our first 2 ever VIP chasers. That is our now 4th tier that we just recently added. I really want to thank a lot to Quad and as well as Dozy Drew for both becoming that. If you have not, I think you may be able to redeem the access to actually be able to put that as an alert on the stream, so just in case you guys are interested in that. But I do really appreciate that. VIP Chaser is a big commitment. I really do appreciate you guys becoming VIP Chasers. Yeah, so I see an image. Again, I'll try to see if I can get it on Twitter because it's a storm chaser. I highly doubt. We actually have a new tornado warning. There's now 2 tornado warnings ongoing here, and this is interesting. Is there a storm here? Oh, look at this. We actually have some rotation here near Vana now. Again, heads up. There's now more rotation. We have now 2 tornado warnings ongoing. Again, seek shelter immediately away from windows, lowest floor possible if you're in Vana. This is actually kind of out of nowhere. This does not look to be much of anything. It's just mainly rain. But there is pretty tight rotation right here near Vana right now. This definitely could be some sort of landspout situation or maybe even a tornado. So again, we have now 2 tornado warnings ongoing. Seek shelter immediately away from windows and lowest floor possible. Again, another area of rotation. We're going to take a look at the correlation coefficient here. This is near Highway 24 as well. Let's take a look. And correlation coefficient's not showing much here, but it's actually very well glitched out. And this rotation looks to be very tight back out this direction. We have now 2 areas of rotation. Again, possibly 2 tornadoes on the ground. This one is a little bit more broad, but this one right here is definitely more strong here. Again, seek shelter immediately away from windows and lowest floor possible. I'm going to go and see if we have another radar view from over in Denver. I'm curious to see if this is actually a storm or not. It's kind of hard to tell from that angle. We definitely have rotation here. It actually looks to be much stronger here near Vana, which is quite interesting. Take a look at the correlation coefficient. It does show something, but overall, it seems to be with just a little shower, which is quite interesting. I'm going to go back over to the Goodland radar site. It has our best view on this. Yeah, it's hard to tell because, again, this is an ongoing tornado warning for an area of rotation that isn't really even a storm. I mean, I've actually never seen anything like this before. This is very interesting, to say the least. It very well might be some sort of, I don't know, maybe a dust devil or maybe even a little landspout or something like that. But the rotation, I almost think there is a tornado on the ground here. That is extremely tight rotation that we're looking at. Again, near Vana, this is a new tornado warning that just got issued. So again, seek shelter immediately away from windows. The latest tornado warning in Stratton no longer includes the downtown area of Stratton now, but it looks to be extremely strong rotation. We likely have a tornado on the ground here near Vana or some sort of landspout, something along those lines. Again, ongoing tornado possibly on the ground right now near Highway 24. It is a very tight rotation to say the least. I'm almost 100% sure that there's a tornado here. Just hard to tell because, again, look at the radar. It shows almost nothing. It's just green. I mean, we're just looking at, some light rain with this. So this very well may be something that we actually have an ongoing tornado on the ground just with a little bit of rain here. So again, seek shelter immediately away from windows, lowest floor possible, maybe a landspout of some sorts. But again, we have now 2 tornado warnings ongoing, and this seems to be an actual tornado on the ground. So that's near Vana. Again, a lot of stuff going on here. And by the way, this is Eastern Colorado for reference. So for those that are just tuning in, it's currently Eastern Colorado. But yeah, this is a very strong rotation here. We have another tornado warning just off to the east of this. Again, 2 areas to watch very closely. For reference, the ongoing potential tornado is associated with basically just a little light shower. So maybe some sort of landspout of some sort, but it is very unusual. Obviously, we usually see tornadoes embedded in storms more shaped like this. I mean, it is actually, I've never seen something like this before. This is definitely kind of a bit more mind-blowing to me more than anything. But that is extremely tight rotation. It likely is a tornado right now on the ground near Highway 24 in Vana. I'm going to take a look at Twitter and see if we have any photos coming in on the Vana storm. Take a look. By the way, there's a potential for quarter-sized hail here too, unless the reflectivity might be glitched, but I don't know if the reflectivity is glitched here. I will take a look on another radar here. The storm is starting to strengthen a little bit. There's almost, I'm almost, yeah, there's a tornado on the ground here. There's no doubt. Near Vana, there has to be a tornado on the ground. Yep, okay, we just got it in. So confirmed tornado now. Again, this is now another confirmed tornado. It's from emergency management. This is not a PDS, but it is an ongoing confirmed tornado. So that's west of Vana. Tight, very tight rotation to say the least. Again, yeah, there's definitely a pretty tight land. Yeah, it looks to be a very tight rope tornado. So we definitely have a tornado on the ground here. And again, this is moving down to the south right now near Highway 24. Yeah, storm chasers are actually watching this, so there is definitely a tornado here. So again, radar, or not even radar confirmed. We now have a confirmed tornado on the ground here near Vana. Another tornado warning ongoing just off to the east of that. That is mostly, it looks like winds right now, might re-strengthen sometime down the road. But we have a tornado on the ground right now near Highway 24 right now, moving down to the south. Again, seek shelter immediately, away from windows, and lowest floor possible. This is a pretty dangerous storm here. I've seen the pictures. Again, I cannot show them because it's from a storm chaser. They need licensing. But I will take a look and see if we have any other photos coming in. Again, this is an ongoing confirmed tornado. Seek shelter immediately, again, away from windows, lowest floor possible if you're in Vana. There very well might be some debris being lifted up too if it hits any homes and stuff like that. Look to be, I mean, this is pretty strong rotation as I mentioned before. Very tight rotation. Definitely still a tornado on the ground, confirmed by radar as well. You can go over the correlation coefficient, but overall, again, it's just a lot of rain, to be honest with you. I mean, if we look at the rain right here, it just rained. I mean, it's not a very impressive looking storm overall, but we definitely have a tornado here on the ground. Here's your latest radar scan. Still showing at this given time, it's still a tight rotation near Highway 24. Again, that is currently drifting down to the south. Yeah, this is a rope tornado. I will be retweeting on our Twitter, by the way, a photo. So if you want to go over our Twitter page, go check that out. Link in the description has a photo of the ongoing tornado here near Vana. We also had another tornado, again, just back off to the east of this, not that long ago, only about 20 minutes ago. That was also that actually was a tornado. That was a very decent looking little funnel to it. And obviously going down to the ground, it kind of looked like this. So kind of a typical looking tornado. Obviously this one over here is more of a rope tornado that we're looking at. So it's, you know, it looks kind of like a little funnel coming down and then kind of closer to the surface. It kind of appears again. It's kind of hard to describe, but I mean, that's what we're looking at right now with this tornado. It's definitely a rope. The last one was a pretty well-defined tornado that we're looking at back there. So again, one tornado on the ground. We had one over back off to the east. The other one is still tornado warned. Seek shelter again immediately away from windows. This is an ongoing tornado warning, and actually the area of rotation where that tornado is likely going to be going possibly just outside of this tornado warning. So we may actually have to get a new one issued. And yeah, tornado still on the ground, 100%. So we still have a tornado on the ground. Again, this is a tornado on the ground. I cannot repeat it enough. Go make sure you seek shelter immediately if you're in this area near Vana. Let me go and change this over to... I'm going to type, there we go. So again, this is a confirmed tornado. It's still on the ground. It's actually a pretty impressive still area of rotation right now near Highway 24. Again, this is kind of drifting west-southwest. We may, or excuse me, south-southwest. We may get a new tornado warning on this near Highway 24, so just kind of keep that in mind. But again, this is a confirmed tornado on the ground. This is actually going possibly towards Sabre or so. Might go kind of in that direction almost. I mean, it's not going directly west, but it will drift most likely. And yeah, we actually now have a tornado warning, so it is drifting a bit west. We have now 3 tornado warnings. This is a brand new one. Again, seek shelter immediately away from windows and lowest floor possible. If you're in Sabre, this is now a brand new tornado warning. Again, this is a confirmed and observed tornado. So again, a lot of stuff unfolding right now. Again, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you're not already. We'll keep you updated with the latest. And the tornado has actually grown in size, and it is extremely impressive. It is actually a pretty decent, it's actually kind of a large tornado at this point right now, moving off to the west right now. And at this given time, I don't believe this, again, this is not a PDS tornado, which, you know, typically means it's something strong or destructive, but it is obviously, it is a pretty large tornado from what we're seeing right now on radar. By the way, if you join our Discord server, linked in the description, there are more photos in the general chat. So we have those coming in as well. But again, this is the ongoing confirmed tornado right now, moving off to the west. Seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible in a basement if you're in Sabre. Again, this is currently moving off to the west now. Very well defined in area of rotation. Obviously, a tornado is on the ground. And you can see, by the way, look at the reflectivity. I know this might surprise a lot of people. There isn't really much here. Usually you see these storm or the tornado with a more defined storm like this back out here to the east. It surprisingly is not really a part of that. It is a very impressive looking cell overall. And in terms of having a tornado on the ground right now, which is actually fairly large, it is obviously something to kind of keep in mind. This is a very crazy looking storm here. And moving off to the west. And again, we have 3 tornado warnings ongoing. We have another tornado warning. We're up to 4 tornado warnings now. There's now one up in Nebraska. We're going to hop over to that real quick. This is a brand new tornado warning. A funnel cloud was just reported. This is turning into a bit more of an event than I was expecting, but we now have another tornado warning back up here to the north. Seek shelter immediately away from windows if you're in Ogala. I don't know how to say the name, but it's moving down to the south as of right now. Ping pong ball size tails ongoing with this cell. 2 spotters just sighted a funnel cloud reaching about halfway to the ground. That was at 5:30 over in Kingsley Dam. So in Keith County, Nebraska. Again, seek shelter immediately away from windows. We have now 4 tornado warnings right now. 1 in Nebraska, 3 over in Colorado. This is, again, a very dangerous situation that we're looking at right now. Again, make sure you're liking the live stream so more people are informed about this. Subscribe if you haven't already. Again, we're going to keep you updated with the latest. We also had a funnel cloud back up in central and northern Nebraska. So there's obviously a lot ongoing as of right now. Again, our most recent confirmation on this tornado back over in Nebraska, or excuse me, not Nebraska, in Colorado is still ongoing. Still have our area of rotation. Definitely still a tornado on the ground right now along Highway 24. Latest report coming in corrects the funnel cloud, so debris flying, obviously, that is what we got in our latest report over in Vana. So there might be some damage to the town there of Vana at the latest scan at about 5:36. So that was only about 5 minutes ago, excuse me. So that's our latest report. Again, an ongoing tornado is still on the ground from what we know. The latest actually scan started weakening a little bit. So there might be a little bit of good news there. But again, this is possibly an area that we have to watch over the next few hours because we may actually see more redevelopments here over the next several minutes. But again, ongoing confirmed tornado on the ground here going towards Sabre. It may have lifted at this given time. We don't 100% know, but we will keep you updated with the latest. Again, we now have 4 tornado warnings. This is, again, a lot of stuff ongoing as of right now. Let me take a look. Yeah, it's still a rope tornado as from what we know as of 5:41. So there's still a tornado on the ground for at least this given time. So again, this is going right now near Sabre. If you're in Sabre, make sure you're seeking shelter immediately. Vana, by the way, has already been hit by this tornado. A large hailstorm also going through that location. Have another tornado warning going through south of Stratton now. So again, a lot of ongoing activity in Colorado. We again have one up in Nebraska. There's again a lot of stuff ongoing. We're going to keep you updated with the latest on everything that you need to know. But yeah, we still have a tornado ongoing here. Looks like where the tornado is likely right about there. That looks to be just south of Highway 24. Again, not much on the radar. I've been saying this a few times, not much on the reflectivity, but there is a tornado here, and it actually is still pretty strong rotation that we're looking at. Again, moving off to the west. It's a west-moving tornado. It is not going south. It's not going east. It is going west. Again, those in Vana still stay in shelter for now. If you're not already, make sure you're still in shelter. Those just south of Stratton as well, make sure you're in shelter. Again, we have 3 tornado warnings in Colorado, 1 in Nebraska. A very active, possibly evening ahead right now across areas of the Central Plains as well as Colorado. Yes, there's ongoing. Again, this is a confirmed tornado west of Vana. We'll keep you updated the latest on that one storm up in Nebraska as well. There is not the strongest rotation, but there's a little bit still there. Again, we had an ongoing funnel cloud with that, so we will keep you updated with that cell as well. Again, ongoing confirmed tornado here right now, moving to the west. This is again near portions of Sabre. Again, west of Vana. I'm going to take a look at my radar on the phone here real quick. Go back over to Twitter. I'm going to take a look if we have any new photos coming in. Again, this is near Vana on the latest report. And yeah, there's definitely a tornado on the ground. It is a very impressive rope tornado as well. I mean, this has been very impressive. Again, if you want to check it out, go to my Twitter. I've retweeted now 2 of them. Again, Twitter's linked down in the description. Again, we now have at least 2 confirmations of tornadoes. I think actually we have 3 total today so far. Again, the ongoing confirmed tornadoes right now moving towards Sabre. I think it may have been lifted up if I'm not mistaken, but it's still, as of this given time, on the ground. Yeah, I mean, this is now at least the 3rd tornado that we've seen with this one little area of storms now in Colorado, which is very impressive, by the way. I mean, this just doesn't typically happen. It is still on the ground, by the way. It is definitely still on the ground. Let me go back over to the radar. And as of this given time, may have lifted up. On the latest scan, it was right about here. So that's where our tornado is. It's just kind of down to the south of Highway 24. Again, it is currently moving off to the west. So that is where our ongoing potential tornado is still on the ground. Again, that is currently moving to the west. Again, this is like a rope tornado. Here's a look at it better. So this was a few minutes ago, but that was a look at the very tight rotation there, just to the south of portions of Highway 24. Now, the latest scan, it's kind of hard to tell where it is now, but it looks to be possibly where the rotation is, at least, is probably southeast of Sabre. That might be where it is now. Currently, again, moving off to the west. That tornado was at least on the ground, by the way, for probably about at least 4 to 5 minutes, maybe even a little bit longer than that. Yeah, definitely a dangerous cell right now, moving down off that direction. Now, again, we have, it looks to be, at least this latest tornado was a rope tornado. That's what we're looking at there. Again, this is an ongoing potential. I mean, it's not a tornado outbreak, but we have 4 tornado warnings ongoing. Again, 1 up in Nebraska, 3 in Colorado. We've had at least 3 confirmed tornadoes by far. And one of them was on the ground probably for at least about 10 minutes, at least by radar. This one was on the ground probably for at least, I would say, maybe about 5 or 6 minutes. So, again, a lot ongoing as of right now. Keep you updated the latest. Let's go back over to the velocities again. For those that are very confused about this, which, I mean, I've never seen something like this before to begin with, but we've actually had a tornado ongoing with a storm that was, again, let me just kind of show you for reference here. Let's go back over to the velocities. This is a few minutes ago. So we had an ongoing tornado here near Highway 24 at 534 Central, right? Let's go over to the reflectivity, though, and take a look at 534. I can go ahead and show you here. It's glitching out. Well, maybe I can't. All right, maybe I have to refresh this. This whole radar is glitching out. I do apologize. All right, let's go back over here. Again, this is at 534. Right there. Again, confirmed tornado, as I mentioned before. Here's back to the reflectivity. That is what it looked like. For those that might be confused, you might be as confused as I am. I've, again, never seen anything like this, where the tornado is so far off from where the actual storm is. I mean, it's impressive. And that was where we had a confirmed tornado, as I said before, just west of Vaughan. So definitely a very crazy storm, to say the least, that's ongoing here. And again, we've at least had 3 tornadoes that have been confirmed with this thing over the last several minutes. So again, just make sure you're staying in shelter if you're in these tornado warnings. Again, this is an ongoing, we've at least had 3 confirmed tornadoes up to this point over the last 40 minutes. And we still have 3 tornado warnings ongoing. Again, 1 for Sabre, 1 for Vaughan, and 1 just south of Stratton. Again, this one's been observed at this given time. We may see another one develop within the next few minutes. With how things are trending right now, we may see one possibly near 59 within the next 10 to 15 minutes kind of redevelop. So again, tornado warning is also ongoing back up in Nebraska. Again, that's near areas north of Grant. That's west of North Platte, for reference, where the other ongoing tornado warning is. We will keep you updated the latest on that as well. There has been a funnel cloud reported with that at about 5:40 or 5:30. I think it was 5:30 Central, if I'm not mistaken. Was our latest report on that storm from a funnel cloud. We are now down to 3 tornado warnings. The one south of Stratton has been canceled, but we still have 2 ongoing here in Colorado, and as well as 1 over in Nebraska. Let me go back over to the, let's go and remove that tornado warning. And as of right now, again, we have 3 tornado warnings. We actually had as many tornado warnings as severe thunderstorm warnings, by the way. So this is a pretty impressive situation that we're looking at here. Yeah, again, our latest report near, let me go back over to the velocities. Let's take a look real quick. Yeah, again, it looks to be a lot more wind now. Might be good news. We very well might have another tornado, though, within the next few minutes. So I wouldn't be surprised, as I said before, if this starts to recycle. But we, again, have 2 tornado warnings ongoing. I believe this one might get downgraded, and it's capable of producing a tornado. So this one, as of now, is going to be downgraded for Sabre. Again, stay in shelter. And we still have an ongoing confirmed tornado here, it looks like, in Vaughan. Unless this warning has not been updated, which it seems like it has been updated. So we actually have an ongoing confirmed tornado here as well, if I'm not mistaken. It might not be updated, though, because at this point, I don't see anything in terms of crazy velocities here. Not seeing anything too crazy here. Let me hop real quick up to the Nebraska storm. There is an ongoing tornado warning back up in Nebraska, and this is also producing now a considerable threat of golf ball sized hail. This storm's crazy as well. This is moving down to the south as of right now. Let's hop over to the velocities and give you an idea of what we're looking at. So there is some rotation. Currently looks to be east of Ogallala near Highway 30. That's moving down to the south. Again, this is an ongoing tornado warning as well. Again, that's moving southeast. This is not a confirmed tornado, by the way. This is an ongoing, at least with a report of a funnel cloud. back up in Kingsley Dam at 5:30. So we may actually get something out of this as well. Rotation at this given time, not too strong. It seems to be a little bit broad right now, but it very well might develop. So this will also be a storm that we're going to watch pretty closely. And as I said before, a lot of hail at this one too. I mean, we're looking at possibly golf ball sized hail right now near Highway 30. Again, moving down to the south. Here's a look at the hail radar just for reference. I know we're a little bit further away from the radar site, but I mean, we could be talking as high as hen egg sized hail back up near 61 with this storm as well. So there's obviously a hail component with this. There's also that ongoing potential for a tornado to develop with this as well as it drifts down to the south and southeast. So again, we're going to watch the storm very closely as well for you. We actually got our latest radar scan. We'll take a look. And yeah, the rotation as of right now, again, just south of Highway 30. Looks to be a little bit broader over in this direction, but we'll watch the storm as well very closely for you as it moves down to the south and east. Again, we have 3 tornado warnings ongoing. And as I mentioned before, 2 of them right now in Colorado, going down right now to the south. And this is we've at least had confirmation of 3 tornadoes. And it's actually been pretty crazy to say the least. We're going to take a look if we have any. Okay, so there's now a tornado back on the ground from the latest report. We have a rope tornado on the ground again. This one is now with this Colorado storm. We have now another tornado. This is separate from the ones that we just saw. Another tornado is back on the ground here in Colorado. Now, the radar is not updated to this exact moment, so I'm thinking it might be south of Highway 24, but that's kind of what we're looking at as of right now. Again, a confirmed tornado back on the ground. Trying to get an exact location. Slippy, do you know where that is? But there's definitely a rope tornado again on the ground here. Trying to figure out the exact location. Okay, so this is the tornado, by the way, that we saw. Let me go and show you guys. This was the tornado that we saw. And it's hard to tell, but this is your funnel right here, and then that's all the debris being lifted up there. That is a tornado. Again, this is from a little bit of a while ago. This is at least about 5-10 minutes ago. I mean, it wasn't actually pretty recent, but this is our confirmed tornado. Slightly hard to see. It is a traffic cam for reference, but that is a tornado. Again, we've had confirmation of a tornado. This is what we just saw in Colorado, and we've at least seen 3 or 4 of these. Our latest one has now come up as a rope tornado, so we have another different tornado on the ground with this ongoing area of storms. I'm still trying to get information on the location on this. Let me try to see what we got here. But yeah, this is again insane what we're seeing so far. Here's another look at the tornado, by the way. It's gonna be hard to see because again, it's a traffic cam, it's blurry. This is kind of a look at it. Again, a little bit hard to see, but that's your tornado right there. Again, very well roped tornado. It's hard to see, again, a little bit harder on this sort of camera view, but again, confirmation of a tornado with this. I mean, it's insane what we're seeing so far. Again, we still have ongoing 3 tornado warnings, I believe. I'm pretty sure we're still at 3. We were at 4 at one point. Again, we have an ongoing rope tornado somewhere over here in Colorado, but I'm trying to figure out the exact location. All right, so it's unknown as of right now. It was on the higher precipitation storm, though. Okay, so what Slippy's saying is that this actually, the rope actually kind of looks to be on the slightly lesser percent. I'm thinking the rope was at least somewhere over here, I would assume, or something kind of on the west side of the storm. Because for at least what I'm seeing on the photo, it looks to be like that tornado that's a rope is probably off to the west. It does not seem like there's a whole lot of rope, or at least precipitation behind it. All right, I'm going to retweet something on Twitter, by the way. Make sure to go to my Twitter page. Again, Twitter's linked down in the description below. Again, this is a very much well-defined area of this tornado. Again, we have confirmation of a tornado on the ground, and it was actually fairly large, by the way, this tornado specifically. I'm going to retweet that. I'm going to have to delete the other one because I accidentally did that. Again, we've at least had 4 tornadoes. We still have one on the ground as of right now, from what we know. It was a rope tornado from the latest report. Telling you, there's a lot of stuff ongoing. Again, this is in eastern Colorado, south of Vana, as well as near Cyber. Been pretty crazy, though, to say the least. Let me delete this one real quick. I guess I can't really delete a retweet, can I? I guess not. Okay. Again, we have a lot of ongoing activity, so we'll keep you updated with the latest. Another funnel trying to drop on the Vana storm, apparently. So, I mean, again, this is insane what we're seeing. Let me go back over to the velocities. Let's take a look. And again, there may have been a rope tornado of some sort back up here near Highway 24. The only area where I can really imagine there may have been one is here or down here. So again, that's with the lesser precipitation area of storms right now. And again, you can barely see. There's nothing on the reflectivity, as I said before. But we've had several reports of a tornado. Again, we've had at least, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 confirmed reports of a tornado at this point. So, and there's also, again, a tornado warning up in Nebraska. So, Okay, so the ongoing storm chaser, by the way, on the storm is kind of down here, and he was actually looking at this direction, so the rope tornado actually might be down here. It's a bit confusing. Again, this is a very rural area, so, you know, location-wise, it's kind of hard to figure out, but looks like there may have been a rope tornado on the southern portion of this storm as well, from what we're seeing. So, again, there may have been as many as 6, 7, maybe 8 tornadoes with this entire thing, all different, being different times and whatnot, but we obviously had that elongated one near Stratton about a little while ago, almost about 45 minutes ago. That was at least on the ground for 5 to 10 minutes. The most recent one has probably been on the ground for, I would say, maybe a minute or so, in terms of that little rope tornado that we saw. By the way, if you're just tuning in for the first time, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and like the video. It helps out at the page a lot. Again, we'll keep you updated the latest. We got a lot of activity ongoing. We're going to keep you updated with everything. If we have any more photos, again, we will keep you updated. It looks like there's a tornado on the ground, though, again, that has just come in down here. There might be a tornado here. Our latest report, our latest scan here. Looks like the velocities have really tightened all of a sudden down this direction, south of the ongoing tornado warning. We may get a new one on this one. Again, this is nowhere close to the storm, but we've seen a few rope tornadoes way away from the storm, so this will also maybe something to be monitoring. Again, that is currently south of Vana. Possible another tornado on the ground, or a rope tornado, or something like that. This is insane what we're seeing. I mean, it's just it's insane. I've never seen anything like this. But there very well may be another tornado on the ground there. And it looks like there is. So there looks to be another rope tornado on the ground there, south of the ongoing cell. We may get a new tornado warning on that here in a moment as well. If you do have any reports, feel free to post those on our Discord server. Again, link in the description below. Also, if you have any photos, videos, anything like that, feel free to tweet us on Twitter. Again, we currently have 3 tornado warnings ongoing, 2 in Colorado, 1 in Nebraska. We're currently looking at the ongoing storms in Colorado, which we've at least had about 6 or 7 confirmed tornadoes or rope tornadoes, that sort of thing at this point, maybe even a land spout mixed in there. But let me go back over to the velocities. Let's kind of take a look here. It looks like it might have weakened there. It might have been a brief little rope tornado or maybe even a land spout there, but that was at least for one scan there that we might have had something. Our latest report, by the way, at 5:45, again, Kit Carson County, Colorado, a tornado was observed along I-70 east of Sabert via Colorado.camera. So that is our latest from that location. Again, if you're just tuning in for the first time and you do not know what we're even talking about in terms of how many tornadoes we've seen, I'm going to go ahead and show you again a photo from what we just saw. This is a tornado that was confirmed by a traffic cam actually in the area. You can see the tornado here. That's your funnel coming down. And you can just see all the dust. Again, it's not the best quality because, again, it's a traffic cam. They're usually not that great of quality to begin with. But there is, again, 100% been a tornado here. And it is a very well-defined looking tornado there. We also had another photo sent in. Let me go back over to it. It was, again, another one from a traffic cam, slightly, or it actually looks somewhat better. This is another look at it. Again, we got confirmation of a tornado with this one. And again, you can see the ongoing rope here. I mean, it's just basically a rope going down on the ground, a bunch of dust being lifted up. Again, basically the same spot, but that was also another view from that tornado. So, again, I mean, it's insane what we've already seen so far, but we've at least had a total of, I mean, at this point, we have 7 reports of a tornado, so 7 total reports. All of them, I think, are at this point being separate reports of different types of tornadoes. I mean, again, it's insane what we're seeing. This tornado warning, by the way, it looks like is still severe thunderstorm. It is still a tornado warning ongoing. It is still not, this is not observed one anymore. This one, I believe, has been observed. This is still a confirmed tornado here. We do have a brand new tornado warning that has just been issued. So now we're up to 4 tornado warnings. This is a brand new tornado warning for south of Vana, moving down to the south. And taking a look at this one, I believe, again, I said before, it looked to be a tornado on the ground a second ago. If we go back a scan here, way off, again, this is way off the storm. This is, again, south of where even the supercell is. That is another tornado that looks to be radar confirmed. So, again, the tornado warning just got issued on this cell. Here's the latest scan. It looks like if we have a tornado, it's likely located right there. So, again, brand new tornado warning ongoing, moving down to the south. I mean, again, insane. These are actually being almost on the outflow boundary, kind of, to be honest with you. So, this is insane, to say the least. Again, another confirmed tornado. We're up to at least, I think, 8 confirmed, at least, tornadoes at this point. We have now a new severe thunderstorm warning to go along with all of this madness that we're seeing for those in Stratton, Bethune, Vana, and basically on the Sabre, kind of the line there of this town there. Damaging winds up to 60, $half size tail. That is, at this point, the least of the concerns. There's been at least 7 or 8 tornadoes in the last about 30 minutes of us being live. This is, again, the most wacky event I've ever seen in such a short amount of time. So, again, buckle up. We'll keep you updated with the latest. Make sure, again, to subscribe and like the live stream if you haven't already. By the way, thank you JOQ for the $2 super chat. Appreciate you with the super chat. Let's go back over to the live radar. Again, as I kind of mentioned before, that tornado warning has actually just been canceled. One that was observed. We still have 2 tornado warnings ongoing. This one, again, it might seem confusing to you. Where the tornado was located is actually kind of on the outflow boundary. Again, it's pretty crazy what we're seeing here, but that was actually where we had that confirmed, or potentially at least, a tornado or some sort of rope tornado on the ground there. Again, that's off to the east of 59. So, and now we have a confirmed tornado in Nebraska. We actually have now a tornado on the ground in Nebraska. What is going on here? Let's go up to Nebraska and take a look at this cell. This is currently going actually towards a bit more populated areas. Esley as well as Madrid, maybe in the track soon. This is southeast of Ogallala, whatever it is, west of North Platte. Again, a confirmed tornado on this cell now. We now have at least, we have 3 tornado warnings ongoing. This one is, again, observed tornado. Moving down to the southeast. And the velocity is currently indicating that it looks like our tornado is up back in here somewhere. Looks to be south of Highway 30. Again, another tornado is on the ground at this given time. Seek shelter immediately, away from windows, lowest floor possible. Again, another tornado is currently on the ground. This is, again, up in Nebraska now. Moving down to the south. Another dangerous situation ongoing here. That is, again, it's south of Highway 30. And we're now down to, we still have 2 tornado warnings in Colorado. We'll keep you updated with the latest on this Nebraska one here for the next few minutes. We'll take a look if we have any new reports coming in from the storm. So, again, the one in Colorado, for reference, again, tornado was observed along I-70 East. This was brief, by the way. It's no longer on the ground. But that was the east of Sabert. So we at least had that tornado a few minutes ago. That was one of our recent reports. This is an, again, observed tornado southeast of Ogallala. 61 and 60 mile per hour wind gusts are reported as well in that area. Ping pong ball size tail also confirmed with this, but obviously that's the least of our concerns. The biggest concern right now is the ongoing potential tornado on the ground right now moving down to the southeast. And man, I'm telling you, this is insane what we're seeing. Is, again, we've at least had 8 or 9 confirmed tornadoes, I would say, at this point. If I'm not mistaken. Does anybody have an exact count, by the way? Does anybody have an exact count of how many tornadoes we have at least had confirmed at this point? I think we've had 9. And that does, this now includes this one. I think we've had at least 9 confirmed tornadoes, and that's, again, all within the last 60 minutes. That is in the last 60 minutes. I know, it's insane to even think that we've at least had that many in 60 minutes. Again, this is an observed tornado moving down to the south. I'm going to take a look at what the Storm Prediction Center is saying. See if we have any new updates on the... Yeah, no new mesoscale discussions either for all of this madness right now that we're seeing. All right, let me go back over to the velocities here again. Let me actually go down to the other radar site back down here in Goodland. I might get a better view on it. Again, this is an ongoing confirmed and observed tornado moving down to the south. As of what we're seeing, I don't see nearly as much rotation, but again, this is much further away from the radar site, or excuse me, further away from the storm. The radar site's back down to the south, but it looks to be, at this given time, it's most likely an ongoing tornado. Again, south of Highway 30. Seems like our area of rotation that was back in here. Again, that's moving down to the south. This is a bit more of an ordinary type of rotation that we're seeing because it's, again, a bit more of a actual cell. Back down to the south, a lot of potential landspouts or even brief tornadoes actually occurred along that outflow boundary. Again, it's craziness that we're seeing right now, but again, this moving down to the southeast, Elsley, as well as areas like Madrid, maybe even Wallace will be in the track of this storm over the next hour. So again, a lot of dangerous activity as of right now, moving down to the south. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think anybody was forecasting anything this crazy at this point. So if I've missed any subscribers, donations, anything like that, I do apologize. I'll get to them later. Again, there's way too much activity going on right now that we're seeing. We have a new severe thunderstorm running over in Grand Island. Again, a funnel cloud was reported back up in northeastern Nebraska not too long ago. That was about, I think, actually an hour ago. So that was a little bit longer ago, but we still have an ongoing, again, observed tornado moving down to the south. I'm going to go back up to the radar site near Highway 83. We'll take back a look at the velocities on this. And it looks like our tornado, again, as I kind of said before, is kind of on this part of the storm. So east of 61, south of Highway 30, bit of a rural area at this given time. It will, again, be going toward Esley, so that'll be an area to watch pretty closely. And again, this is an ongoing, at this point, confirmed tornado. Let me go back over to the warning details. Again, yeah, it's still confirmed. Again, this is west of North Platte for reference if you're in Nebraska. All right, we have actually footage coming in, by the way, of the tornado from Colorado. Let's go back over to this. This is very well clear at this point. on what we're seeing. So this is a look at the tornado that we saw in Colorado. You can just see it here. Again, it's a little bit of time lapse, but you can see the rope tornado on the right side of your screen. That, again, was our tornado back over in Colorado. Just one of them. So, yeah. That was near Sabert. That was east of Highway 70, or Interstate 70, excuse me, for reference. I mean, it's incredible what we're seeing right now. As I kind of mentioned before, we've at least had 8 or 9 confirmed funnel, or at least 8 or 9 confirmed land spouts or tornadoes at this given time. But yeah, it's, again, insane what we're seeing. Yeah, this is actually 10 tornadoes is considered an outbreak. So if we actually got to 10, yeah, again, look at all the tornado reports here. A couple of these are funnel clouds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've had 7 confirmed. We may have actually had an 8th down here as well, south of Vana. It looked like it was on radar, at least on the ground. This one, again, up in Nebraska, is on the ground as of right now. So that's 10. I mean, we may have actually had potentially a tornado outbreak here. But it's obviously, Colorado is a bit more of a different story. If there were to be a tornado outbreak called, it would be for Colorado. It would not be for Nebraska. Because, again, we've only had one so far on the ground. And it's this one here near Nebraska, southeast of Ogallala, however you say the name. Again, that's southwest of Paxton as well. Again, west of North Platte, near south of Highway 30 for reference. It's where we have an ongoing tornado on the ground. I mean, it's just, again, insane. If you're just tuning in, the least you can do, make sure to like button and subscribe. It really helps our page out a lot. It gets this out to many more people as well that are in these tornado warnings that are ongoing. So make sure to like button down below, subscribe. We are only 80 subscribers from 14,000. Would appreciate it. Again, 9 or 10 tornadoes have been confirmed at this point. So there's a lot that has happened so far. Actually, the tornado warning count is not right. It's at 3. For those that might be just tuning in for the first time, again, Colorado has had now 8 or 9 confirmed tornadoes in eastern Colorado. We're actually going to go back down to Colorado here for a second. I've not looked at the velocities here in a little bit. Let's go take a look at this. Let's go take a look at the velocities again. Not nearly as strong, it looks like. There might be something down here, potentially. Camelot might be have something there. Definitely some high winds here. Again, most of these tornadoes have been occurring along this like outflow boundary here, which is, again, very uncommon. We still have a tornado warning up here. I believe this one may be canceled. Nope, it's still ongoing. So that tornado warning is still ongoing until 6:15 Central. This tornado warning is still ongoing up until 6:45 Central Time. That's 5:45, excuse me, Mountain Time. Oops, did not do that. Sorry, I drink a little bit of water here, but we have a new hail report as well as quarter-sized hail. That was reported from a storm chaser there. So we actually have another tornado reported. This is about 20 minutes ago, but this is a new report south of Vana. A video showing tornado 2 miles south of Vana via social media. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think this is 9 here. And then we also had, again, one up in Nebraska, which is still seemingly on the ground. Let me go back over to here. I'm going to take a look if we still have this on the ground. Yeah, we still have a tornado apparently on the ground here and still observed and confirmed back up again southeast of Ogallala in Nebraska. Curious to see. This is not PDS, right? We haven't had a PDS tornado yet, but I mean, we've had at least 8 or 9 tornadoes. That's not PDS. Wow, if you do have any reports, photos, videos, anything like that, feel free to tweet me on Twitter. Again, link in the description. And let me go back down here to Colorado. We have a new report coming down this direction. Might be another tornado on the ground here. Let me go back over here. There's very high winds, by the way. We might actually be up to 70-mile-per-hour winds in the center of this storm. There may be at least some sort of tornado here that is currently down this direction. There may be something. From what I'm seeing, there may be a little, rope tornado again. That is north or east of 59 for reference. There may be another one moving down to the south. Trying to get some confirmation on that. Take a look if we have any traffic cams in this area. Obviously, we've already had confirmation of a tornado from traffic cams as well from several of these storms. I am going to take a look if we have any traffic cams, though, in the path of this. See if we have any images on this. It's currently moving down to the south. Both of these tornado warnings, south of Vana and south of Stratton for reference. Again, 3 tornado warnings ongoing. One is observed up in Nebraska, that is southeast of Ogallala and southwest of Paxton. Let's take a look. And again, really crazy so far. We do have a camera in Stratton. That's probably about the closest one we're going to find. Go down here to the south a little bit. Look a while towards. Doesn't look like we have anything here. So yeah, as of this given time, we don't have any, looks like, camera views on this. But we'll keep you updated with the latest. Again, tornado is still on the ground in Nebraska from what we know. We'll go back to that one here in just a second. Let's go back to the velocities. Let's see if it's updated here in the latest scan. And we still have some high winds here. I'm not seeing anything too tight at this given time. We will go back to this if we have any more confirmations on those. We still have an ongoing observed tornado back up in Nebraska. Let's go back over to the velocities on this. Let's take a look. And it looks like our ongoing tornado, if there is still one on the ground, is likely currently east of 61. That is southwest of Paxton and southeast of Ogallala. And it's moving down to the southeast. And we have another confirmation from Burlington, Colorado. We have another video coming in from a tornado. I'm going to go and retweet it on our Twitter. Again, if you want to see that video, it is a crazy looking tornado, by the way. It's actually pretty large. Go to our Twitter page. Again, link in the description on that one. Again, confirmed tornado currently southeast of Ogallala in Nebraska. This is west of North Platte for this given time. Again, rotation is currently down here, moving down to the southeast. Tornado warning does expire in 4 minutes. If there is still a tornado ongoing, which it seems like there is, this warning has not been updated to say otherwise, we will likely get a new tornado warning. There is still a severe thunderstorm warning ongoing for damaging winds up to 60 and ping pong ball sized hail. We'll have to monitor that threat as well very closely. We have actually more severe thunderstorm warnings than what it even says on my screen, by the way. We're actually at 6. I just have not updated that counter because we have 3 tornado warnings ongoing. Currently, again, South Highway 30 is what we have our ongoing observed tornado. Moving down to the southeast, let's go back over to the correlation coefficient and take a look at that. And I mean, it shows a bit of a glitch here, but I would assume that there possibly is still a tornado on the ground here moving down to the southeast. Yeah, from what we know, a weather spotter in the area confirmed this tornado. And that was, I think, about maybe 15 minutes ago or so. Because this tornado warning, again, expires at 6:15, but we may get a new warning on this here pretty shortly. So, again, we'll keep you updated with the latest on that. Again, ongoing tornado warning currently in Nebraska. Again, area of rotation, you can clearly see it there. That's our area of rotation moving down to the southeast. Again, Esley as well as Madrid will be in the path of this ongoing tornado warning cell. Is the tornado warning canceled up here? That is actually, okay, so this tornado warning actually got canceled, interestingly enough. So we actually do not have a tornado on the ground anymore with this. For some reason, the tornado warning never got updated, but this is actually no longer on the ground. We still have rotation there. It's not that strong, but there is a little bit there. Again, that was southeast of Ogallala. So this tornado warning has been canceled, apparently by the National Weather Service. Let me go and go back down to 2. Let's go back down to Colorado tornado warnings. These are still ongoing. These are not canceled. That one got canceled a couple minutes early. Ongoing, though, currently west of Burlington and south of Vaughan, we still have ongoing 2 tornado warnings. And the highest wind speeds, by the way, with this storm, which is, again, not really the main concern, but we have some very high wind speeds currently ongoing here. And they are actually as high as 70 miles per hour, currently south of Highway 24, east of 59. This is also south of Interstate 70 for reference. So that is an ongoing area where we have very high winds. And we possibly have a potential for another tornado with this. So we're going to watch this one very closely. Again, where the tornadoes have occurred with this storm have actually been, for the most part, along that outflow boundary. So, again, it's very weird that we're looking at down this direction. For those that might be just tuning in for the first time, again, we've had at least 8 confirmed tornadoes at this given time. Again, the first one was back up at 4:53. That was about 10 miles north of Stratton in Kit Carson County, Colorado. There was a 20 to 30 second land spout. Beyond that, it just ramped up from there. Again, we had a tornado confirmed back up in Stratton at 5:08. That was 7 miles north of there. 4 miles north of Stratton, we also had another tornado confirmed at 5:12. That was likely an ongoing tornado, it looked like on radar. That tornado was very consistent. It looked like it was on the ground possibly for as long as maybe 10 to 15 minutes. At 5:13, another tornado confirmed there. 5:36, we also had another area debris flying at 5:36 just to the south of Stratton. Most recently, near Vaughan, we also had a funnel cloud that was also spurring up some debris. And also, for those that may have already seen this already, I kind of showed it on stream a little while ago. We will show that again. But there was obviously a tornado on the ground east of Highway 24. This was along Interstate 70, again, east of Seibert. That was going down to the south, I believe, or that was actually, that tornado was going to the west. As well, this is another tornado confirmed. We had a 2 miles south of Vaughn, and we also had a tornado confirmed there. We still have 2 tornado warnings ongoing. This one's going to expire. That will not be reissued. This is the only ongoing tornado warning, which may also potentially develop a tornado. Again, we might see some recycling with this as well. I will go ahead and show that tornado video again here, by the way. We have another confirmed, okay, this is another view at the tornado, by the way. All right, here's another look at the tornado that we had over in Colorado. Again, here's your funnel right here. That is your dust being picked up. Again, that was the tornado from earlier. That's another confirmation that was sent in by Spencer, by the way, on Twitter. That was, again, another tornado that was confirmed. Insane, to say the least. Again, that was a rope tornado, by the way, but look at all that dust being picked up. I mean, that's some pretty impressive looking tornado there. Crazy to think. Again, that was sent in by Spencer over on Twitter. I will be retweeting, by the way, all of these. So those that are, again, not on our Twitter, go ahead and click the link in the description. Again, we possibly as many as 8 tornadoes in the last 60 minutes. I mean, it's, again, been insane what we've seen so far. Again, this is an ongoing tornado warning. It's radar indicated rotation. As of this given time, we don't have any confirmation yet of any tornadoes recently with this. We may have had one as recently as maybe 10 minutes ago, but at this given time, no confirmation on this. It may redevelop, though. I am expecting we may see another tornado with this at some point down the road. So there's also been the latest hail report, by the way, on this storm was quarter-sized hail, so we're at least seeing some quarter-sized hail, maybe as high as ping pong balls, though, and as well as damaging winds up to 70 here. That is where we're seeing our highest wind speeds and whatnot. Take a look at the latest warning as well. It's still 60-mile-per-hour winds and ping pong ball-sized hail. That's also our ongoing cell moving down to the south. And again, this is ongoing. South of Stratton, high winds, by the way. I'm going to go back over to the velocities, kind of show you how high these winds are. They are very high on this cell right now, moving down to the south. Now, they're currently peaking, actually, it says on 60. I'm pretty sure it says on radar scope it's around 75. So we're seeing some potentially very high winds with this. Very strong downburst winds right now moving down to the south. Again, we may see another tornado form along this area in the next several minutes. Again, it's recycled many times. If you see all these red squares, those are representing we've had tornado reports, and they have actually been tornadoes on the ground. Let me go back over to a video that we sent, or was sent in earlier. Again, this is from a traffic cam looking east near Interstate 70. By the way, traffic cams usually don't fade, or at least when we look at, camera views, they're usually looking west because tornadoes come from west to east. This one was looking directly to the east, and it's crazy to think that we saw this tornado going this direction. Again, that tornado was going south at that given time. But yeah, you can just see the rope tornado here. Again, this was the tornado that we had confirmed as well. You can just see the rope here. That was moving off to the east. That is a different tornado than what we just saw, by the way, in the last video clip. We've had, again, possibly as many as 8 or 9 tornadoes, maybe as many as 10 that have been confirmed at this point. Again, this is our ongoing tornado warning moving down to the south near 59. We also have hail coming in. Again, there was quarter-sized hail reported over in Aurora from Ben on Twitter. I will not show that one, but we did have a little bit of hail on that as well. And here's this is a beautiful photo of what we saw, by the way. Obviously, not beautiful for those that are on the track of this, but this is just a look at the tornado that we also saw. I mean, again, insane to think what we saw. Insane. This is also a separate tornado from what I just showed, by the way. So, man, it's just insane what we're seeing. I'm also retweeting that one on Twitter as well. Again, we are retweeting a bunch of stuff on Twitter right now with all of these tornado confirmations and reports at this point. A lot of these tornadoes were confirmed. This is all along Interstate 70 and just down to the south of that. Doesn't look like we have any more recent tornado reports. Again, we may see some more rotation down the road. We'll watch this again very closely. And again, if you're just tuning in for the first time, I know 1,000 of you guys are watching, and most of you probably aren't subscribed. Hit the subscribe button down below. We do live streams like this all the time. We'll keep you updated with the latest wherever you are in the United States. We do weather all across the United States. We are the most honest weather forecasting here on YouTube. Also, make sure to hit the subscribe button and like the video as well. Would appreciate it. All right, let me get some chat questions while we have a little breather. We may get, again, another potential for a tornado here in the next few minutes, but let me get some chat questions and whatnot. Obviously, we've had a lot ongoing, a lot to unfold. This will be, by the way, this live stream will probably end up being a video of some sort, because, I mean, again, we've never seen anything like this to this extent. We had, again, if you are just tuning in for the first time, and you might have been here for only a minute, we possibly had as many as 8 to 9 tornadoes between 5 o'clock Central all the way up until about 6 o'clock Central. For about 60 minutes, we had like several tornadoes on the ground. Again, it's been insane. We also have hail that's covering the ground over in Colorado. Let me see if I can get a photo of this. So this is also in, I don't know where this is, but this is also in Colorado. Just another look at it. Hail on the ground, obviously. See it all over the place. It looks like a lot more smaller hail in that location, but you talk about all the flash flooding threats we've seen over the last several days. This obviously has just been insane. I mean, again, I've never seen anything like to this extent. We do have a little bit of rotation trying to develop back on the western end of this storm. That is kind of back out here near 59. We'll watch this area pretty closely. Again, tornado warning goes for another 24 minutes. It's capable of producing a tornado. We're watching this area very closely. Again, as of right now, we have 1 tornado warning, 6 severe thunderstorm warnings. We have peaked at 4 total tornado warnings several times. Back over here to chat for a second here. All right, thank you for everybody subscribing. I know I missed a lot of you guys. This is currently eastern Colorado. This is actually just to the southeast of Flagler, kind of south of Interstate 70. That's where we've been at this point in terms of where we're at. Man, it's been insane. Let me take a look at, let's see. Again, our highest hail report has been quarter size for reference. So the hail threat, not nearly as significant as what we've seen in terms of that tornado threat for reference. All right, let's go over to here. Look if we have any more reports coming in here. Microphone's been pretty far away from me. Yes, the Grand Island storm is currently severe. We'll go over to that one too. That's actually in a populated area. Let me go up to that real quick. We'll go back to the tornado warning here in a second. This is actually up in Grand Island. This is a pretty significant cell as well, producing half-dollar sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. This cell looks pretty impressive as well. That is moving off to the east. It looks to be outflow driven, but definitely another pretty impressive cell here. Let me go and change this text back over to tornado warning. This storm specifically is not tornado warned, but it is severe thunderstorm warned. Let me go over to the velocities. I'm going to take a look at that. I'm assuming it's not rotating a whole lot. Yeah, not a whole lot of rotation here, but definitely a storm to watch pretty closely. This is a pretty impressive looking cell, though. That's moving off to the east. That is going towards, looks like Gilthorpe, if I'm not mistaken. It's kind of blocked out by the text. Stockham's also in the track of that. Half-dollar sized hail was been, actually quarter-sized hail is reported over in Alda. That is near Grand Island. Again, that's moving off to the east. Another complex of storms ongoing up that direction. All right, let's go back over. Actually, we have some storms ongoing in Denver as well. These are some new severe thunderstorm warnings. These are 60-mile-per-hour winds, all outflow or becoming outflow boundaries now. 60-mile-per-hour winds and as well as quarter-sized hail. That is moving down to the south and southeast. Again, our only ongoing tornado warning now is currently south of Vona. And again, we've had a lot of stuff ongoing. Thank you, Rye Guy, for the report. So apparently so far in Grand Island, it's been pretty insane there as well. All right, let me go back and show you guys if you're just tuning in. Let's go back over to the video that we had on this, again, the tornadoes that we've had confirmed so far. All right, this is just one of them, as I kind of mentioned before. This is again, a confirmed tornado. I think this might be a photo. I might have to go back to the video version. It's the photo version. All right, here's the video version. Let me go and pull this up for you guys. Again, all of this is on our Twitter page, so if you do miss it, you can always go over to our Twitter page as well. Again, that is linked in the description below. Let me go and show you, though, the video that we had come in on this storm. This was, again, one of the tornadoes that we saw. We possibly saw as many as at least 6, 7, maybe 8 tornadoes, maybe even more than that. Again, a lot of this will be sorted out from the National Weather Service tomorrow. Again, this was the rope tornado that we had here. That was, again, moving down to the south. This camera, again, is facing off to the east. And you can very clearly see it. Again, this is from a traffic cam over in Sabre. But yeah, very clearly depicted here that we had a tornado. It was a rope tornado for reference, this specific one. Again, we've seen different versions of this. We've seen different everything at this point from everything. So we've seen different types of tornadoes with this entire complex of storms at this point. Again, it's not a very large area, but it has managed to produce as many as 6, 7, 8 tornadoes now. It's been pretty crazy. All right, here's a look at the other tornado, by the way. This is a much clearer video of it. And again, rope tornado, that's your funnel up there. You got your rope coming down to the ground. Again, a lot of dust being spurred up as well. Again, just insane sights to see with this entire area of storms at this point. Melanie, I've only been alive for an hour, and we've at least had 8 tornadoes since I've been alive, or 7 or 8, somewhere in that range. And at this point, we've had a lot of confirmation. So, I mean, obviously, from all the videos that we've seen in photos, I would say that we've at least had 5 total tornadoes, but we may have had more than that. We also had one up here north of Stratton. We've had several that have come down briefly and lifted back up as well. That kind of factors into the whole equation as well. So our report, by the way, of the tornado back up in Ogalla from earlier, there was a brief touchdown observed over in Roscoe. So that was our tornado that was confirmed from earlier back up in Nebraska. So just for reference, it seemed to actually be brief. Again, the tornado warning never really got specified after that, but there was an ongoing observed tornado there for a little bit. It seemed to be a brief tornado from what we know. Again, here's your ongoing tornado warning for another 19 minutes near 59. Back over here to the radar and take a look if we have any rotation. Seems like a lot more wind, but we very well might see another, brief sort of occurrence of a tornado with this as well as it moves down to the south and southwest. Yes, just in 1 hour. Just in 1 hour. I know. It's crazy. Your radar might not be updated. I'm pretty sure we only have 1 tornado warning. Let me double check that though real quick. On here. Yeah, we only have 1 tornado warning as of right now. We do have 8 severe thunderstorm warnings though for reference. So it's actually been increased to 8. We have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing as well. Hey GB, how you doing? Welcome back. Again, if you're just tuning in for the first time, hit the subscribe button down below, like the video. I think we're only like 5 subscribers. Let me take a look. We're only 9 subscribers away from 14,000. Hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. And we do live streams like this all the time. You don't want to miss out. Most honest forecasting here on YouTube. Hey, DFW, how you doing, by the way? Again, hope everybody's doing well. How's everybody doing today in the chat? Hope everybody's doing well today. I haven't really had a whole lot of time to talk to you guys, but again, it's been a very busy hour to say the least. I mean, this is probably the craziest 60 minutes of any live stream I've ever had. I mean, we, again, just saw a slew of different tornadoes. Again, these are all, not all separate, but for the most part, a lot of these are separate tornadoes that we saw earlier. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total tornado reports. Again, a few of those these actually may have been a little bit more together, these 3 reports. We also had 2 funnel clouds from earlier northwest of Burlington. And we also may have had one again, possibly here, but that one was not confirmed yet. That was a little bit earlier. So we may have again had it again. I mean, it's crazy to think, but we may have had at least in just Colorado alone, maybe had about 6, 7, maybe 8 tornadoes total. Also, we had one up in Nebraska that's been confirmed at this point. Nebraska will be an area to watch over the next few hours as well. Definitely an area to really be monitoring very closely for some potential for some hail and damaging winds, maybe an isolated tornado as well. I'm doing good, Jack. Thanks for asking. This is currently, where we're at right now is currently Colorado. Again, we've had a confirmation of at least 8 or 7 tornadoes. Again, the number is really kind of hard to determine with how many different videos and photos we saw of different tornadoes. It's gonna, again, the National Weather Service has to survey that tomorrow, but at this given time on the latest scans, I'm not nearly seeing as much in terms of velocities and whatnot in rotation. But yeah, that's what we're looking at as of right now. Again, this is moving down to the south on this ongoing tornado warning. I believe this is still ongoing. Yeah, it has not been canceled to this given time. By the way, I actually went. I thought there would be, we had that one confirmed land spout back at about 450, and I was busy, so I ended up getting on about 5, I think 510, 515, and that was when there was only one tornado warning. We eventually had 3 after that, and one up in Nebraska, and that is when we actually started to see a huge ramp up in action. So I can almost guarantee you this is going to become some sort of video or something, because how many tornadoes that we saw in this last given 10 to 15 minutes, it's just been insane. But as of this given time, again, we're talking about potential for damaging winds as high as 60, as well as the ping pong ball size hail threat. Again, the main area of wind and as well as hail is currently embedded here. We may also see a potential for another brief or weak tornado. There is an ongoing tornado warning still for another 15 minutes. That might get expired, that might cancel, whatever might happen with that, but we'll still be watching this complex of storms very closely. Again, has that potential for maybe redeveloping to potentially another tornado or two over the next several minutes. So we'll be watching that very closely. Thanks, Kenley. I appreciate it. This is currently moving down to the southwest. Yes. Thank you, Terry, Adam, Wand, Meredith, Nana B, as well as Ed for all subscribing, by the way. Appreciate it, guys. Again, I appreciate everybody subscribing so far tonight. And I believe we officially hit 14,000 subscribers. I appreciate it, guys. 14,000. We actually had I think we had one storm chaser out there on these storms. But again, I don't know. I can't show the actual footage from them because, again, they would probably need licensing or something like that. But we've had a lot of footage. Again, we will be, again, by the way, if you're just tuning in and you want to see more footage of all this stuff, it's all on our Twitter page. Also, it's a bit further back in this live stream. You can kind of go back a few minutes. We were just showing a bunch of photos and videos. You can also do that. You can go back a few minutes if you would like. But again, Twitter has all of that stuff. Again, link in the description below. I believe you can also go to our Discord server. We have a lot of photos over there. I will put our Discord link in the chat for those that are just tuning in. For those that want to see all the photos that we've had from, again, all potential, 7 or 8 tornadoes. I mean, there's been a lot, so. Yeah, here's a look at the storm. As I mentioned before, this storm has singly alone, basically, at this point, produced, a bunch of tornadoes. It's crazy to think. Tornado warning has actually just been canceled, by the way, so we're now back down to severe thunderstorm warnings at this given time. I believe. I don't think we have any. Yeah, we don't have any tornado warnings as of right now. We're now down to just severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's go back over here real quick. That over? There we go. So we have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings now. Let me kind of get to everything that we got going as of right now, because obviously I know we've been talking a lot about the tornadoes, but let's get to some of the severe thunderstorm warnings that we have as of right now. The most impressive one that I've seen so far was actually up here in Grand Island, Nebraska. This storm is currently moving off to the southeast. This is producing damaging winds around 60, and as well as a little bit of quarter-sized hail. Here's a look at the velocities for reference. It does have a little bit of rotation, so we may actually have to watch this one pretty closely. It is, for the most part, outflow driven, though, but we'll see what happens with that cell. Most recent reports for quarter-sized hail on that cell. We will be watching that one very closely. The other cell back out here to the west looks to be weakening. This one had a confirmed tornado. Again, that was a brief touchdown back up in Roscoe. There was a tornado confirmed with this one at 5:53 Central Time. As of now, though, the cell is not very impressive anymore. It is weakening. I wouldn't expect anything more beyond that one. As we know, this storm has produced a whole load of tornadoes, and actually, I believe we have another report that has just come in. If I'm not mistaken. More photos on this one. So up near Sabert. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 10 now total confirmation reports at this point in terms of different tornadoes. Again, a lot of this has to be sorted out by the National Weather Service. We're going to figure out that exact number for you probably tomorrow. Again, join our Discord server or follow us on Twitter for the latest information on that. But again, severe thunderstorm warning is still ongoing here. 60-mile-per-hour winds, ping pong ball sized hail. We will still watch the tornado potential with this cell very closely. It doesn't look like it's a tornado producer, but man, if you were watching us, 30 minutes ago, you would say otherwise. Let's go back over here to Denver. We actually have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings back out this direction. One closer to the actual suburbs right now of Denver, currently producing 60-mile-per-hour winds and as well as quarter-sized hail. That is currently moving off to the east. We also got another cell that's outflow driven that is currently producing the same threats, moving down to the southeast. That currently includes Parker. It goes until 7 o'clock Central or 6 o'clock Mountain Time. We also have a flash flood warning and a severe thunderstorm warning ongoing down here to the south. This storm right now near Highway 87 and 85 is producing 60-mile-per-hour winds and as well as quarter-sized hail. That is moving down to the south. This warning goes until 7:15. Flash flood warning is still ongoing near Highway 50. Considerable threat, by the way, so there is probably some sort of ongoing flash flooding. Let me take a look at the details on this. Between 1 to 2 inches of rain has already fallen. Flash flooding is ongoing or potentially going to begin shortly in this area, and that rain has likely been ongoing for at least a couple of hours now. And I believe that is all the warnings that we have as of right now. So they're all in the Central Plains or Colorado. And we obviously have this huge tornado producer that we've been, again, watching very closely over the last several minutes. So yeah, a lot of stuff's ongoing. Again, if you're just tuning in, make sure to go to our Twitter or Discord to see the latest on all those photos and videos. We have a lot of them. Yes, Omni. I do that. We actually were doing that earlier. I don't know if you just tuned in, but yeah, we've been showing traffic cams and stuff like that. And actually, let me go and show you the one that we showed earlier. This was actually directly from a traffic cam video. This was over in Colorado. Again, very clearly, you can see that rope tornado. That was about 30 minutes ago, maybe 45 minutes ago. That was near Interstate 70, and that's looking east, by the way. So this tornado is moving down to the south. And it was a rope tornado. It lasted probably on the ground for again, this is in time lapse, by the way, so it is a little bit quicker. But this tornado was likely on the ground for, I would say, maybe 2 to 3 minutes, maybe even a little bit longer than that. But that was just one of these several tornadoes that we saw. And that was, again, from an actual traffic cam at Interstate 70. So we've seen a lot of stuff. How's Kansas looking? Kansas might see some isolated severe weather, but I think it's going to be overall very low. And honestly, I think the main threat will probably be back off to if you're in northwestern portions of Kansas, you may see an isolated, severe storm or two. That's what we've seen so far. Outflow driven is basically when we see an outflow boundary with a cell. So, for example, you can kind of see the outflow boundary here. This is an outflow boundary right here. My color is not really matching here. This is the outflow boundary, though. The outflow boundary can produce more storms and stuff like that. Again, it's pretty impressive, though. I mean, what we saw with that last storm was all outflow for the most part. It wasn't really outflow driven, but the outflow boundary was right along that storm, or that little cell back down in Colorado, and it produced a few tornadoes right along that outflow boundary. Which, again, I've never seen that before. I mean, that was something that was insane. At least on radar, I've never seen that happen. Here's a look at the cell, by the way. It's primarily damaging winds. It looks like it has a little bit of rotation, not a whole lot, though, as of right now. This is, again, up in Grand Island, Nebraska. We have some hail ongoing here that is currently south of 34. That is possibly some $1.25 sized hail. Latest reports kept it at quarter. 60-mile-per-hour winds also possible. Again, that's moving down to the east and east-southeast. This will also be a cell to watch pretty closely for that ongoing threat. Patrick, no, there was actually there was really no threat of tornadoes today in any areas. At least by the Storm Prediction Center. So, yeah, it was just insane. Was definitely not expected. I went live for just that one tornado warning. Again, I'm not planning on going live for the next couple of days, but that's actually when I went live, and it's been a lot more than what we expected. Again, I'll probably be live here for the next hour or two, kind of covering everything else as well. New tornado warning in Colorado. We do have a new tornado warning in Colorado. So we are back to another tornado warning. That is west of 59. Again, seek shelter immediately away from windows, lowest floor possible. If you are currently west or along 59, again, that is currently south of Sabre. That is south of Interstate 70. Again, brand new tornado warning. This goes until 7:15 Central Time or 6:15 Mountain Time. Again, brand new tornado warning moving down to the southwest. It's going to go toward Highway 287. Again, this is north of Kit Carson, by the way, for reference. So another ongoing area of rotation. Let's go over to the live radar feed. And let's go. I think this radar might be a little bit better. It's a bit better of an angle here. But here's a look at the storm as of right now. Again, that is currently ongoing. Tornado warning moving to the southwest. Area of rotation. We have a couple areas of rotation. They're both at this point seems to be broad, but we might see these tighten very quickly. We've seen several of these rotations tighten in a very quick moment, so we might see that as well. So again, seek shelter immediately away from windows, lowest floor possible. This is just west of 59. I'm going to take a look how many people are actually in this tornado warning. I'm curious. 30 people. So 30 people are in this tornado warning, but this is ongoing for those in Cheyenne County as well as Kit Carson County. So that's kind of the areas that we're at as of right now. So again, seek shelter immediately away from windows. Again, southern Kit Carson, northern Cheyenne County are where we're at as of right now. Again, that's moving down to the southwest, and it's again not moving the direction that you would expect, but it is moving that direction as of right now, primarily south and southwest. And radar indicated rotation is producing quarter-sized hail along with that. So that's what we got going as of right now. Yeah, the Grand Island Storm's mostly outflow driven, so I don't really expect a whole lot in terms of at least a tornado threat on that specific cell, but we will watch it still pretty closely. It's mainly going to be damaging winds, I would say. But yeah, again, this is one cell that has produced potentially as many as, 5, 6, maybe 7 different tornadoes at this point. And it might produce another one. Again, we just got a new tornado warning on this only a few moments ago, so. Thank you, Mike, for the report. Let me take a look if we have any view on this storm here. By the way, there's no severe thunderstorm watches. There is no tornado watches ongoing, even though this one cell has been producing most of really all the action. We'll take a look, though. This is, again, kind of off to the north of Kit Carson. I'll try to take a look if we have any camera views on this cell. Currently, don't think we do, but we will take a look just in case we have any view on this. Again, there's really not many storm chasers out there to begin with today, so just kind of give you a little bit of a reference on that. All right. Yeah, let's move down to the southwest. Let's see. Yeah, this is actually northeast of Highway 287, Melanie. I'm doing a good project. How about you? Yeah, I mean, a watch could be issued for this, but it's really just one cell. And typically, they do not issue a watch for just one cell. So just kind of for reference. By the way, we're actually 34 subscribers away from 14,000. Apparently, YouTube adjusted my number. So we're actually 34 away. Again, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. All right, let me back over here to Twitter. Let's see if we have any photos coming in on this cell. Keep you up to date with the latest on this. And again, this is in Kit Carson County. Southwestern Kit Carson County, northwestern Cheyenne County. Yeah, this is a brand new tornado warning. We've had several reports already with this ongoing area of storms with confirmations of tornadoes, but this storm specifically has not yet to have a report on that. Let me go back over to the velocity, so we'll take a look. And it looks like we have a bit of rotation back up this direction, and it looks to be broad right here. So our main area of rotation currently is right now west of 59. It's a little bit of rotation there. We'll have to watch that area pretty closely. Where our potential rotation is, or our main area, I should say, rotation is right now moving down to the southwest. And seek shelter immediately away from windows, lowest floor possible. Again, this is northeast of Highway 287 and west of 59. We do have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that's off to the northwest of Kit Carson. That is for 60-mile-per-hour winds and as well as quarter-sized hail. We have, again, 1 tornado warning ongoing, 7 severe thunderstorm warnings, and 17 flash flood warnings across the United States. That is what we have as of right now. Again, flash flood warnings are not included with the warning count down below. That's just severe thunderstorm warnings for reference. All right. Burlington did see I believe they saw at least 1 tornado earlier. I think it was just southwest of Burlington, Auntie. But that was Burlington. Wait, there's a new warning for Burlington? You mean Burlington? What was issued for Burlington? Or is there a watch issue or something? I don't know what you're talking about. Let me take a look. There's no watch, though. I actually don't have any severe thunderstorm watches or tornado watches ongoing. This tornado warning is currently off to the northwest of Kit Carson. It is in eastern Colorado for reference. Hey, Kyle, how you doing? Welcome. The flash flooding is terrifying. It's been crazy. St. Louis saw at least 12 inches of rain in the span of really only, I think it was like maybe 12 hours or so. Grew up in Wichita. Yeah, I mean, again, this has been insane what we saw. And I'm going to tell you right now, this will probably be some sort of video on the channel, but there may be a tornado on the ground, by the way. Let me go back over to the, let's go back to the Goodland radar site. I'm just going to kind of double check here. There is some rotation here. Not nearly as strong here, but there's a little bit of rotation on this cell. Again, that's moving down to the southwest. We also have, it looks like probably hail there, but there might be a little bit of broad rotation there. So again, right now, moving down to the southwest, this is northwest of Kit Carson. We'll have to watch the cell pretty closely. Again, this has a history of producing several tornadoes, and that was only in a span of 60 minutes. And again, ongoing tornado warning right now, moving down to the southwest Again, northwest of Kit Carson. Seek shelter immediately away from windows, lowest floor possible. Highway 80 or 287 will be in the track of this probably within the next 30 to 45 minutes. Let's take a look. Yeah, I'm trying to look at the views of these, but these aren't really, they're not loading for some reason. Evan, I don't know why. I was looking at that too, but earlier, it just never popped up. Trying to get views on the the cameras there in the area. Yeah, Heatwave will be coming kind of to an end, well, not to an end, but at least a little brief ending for those, a little brief break, at least some relief for those over in the, you know, Midwest, falls over in the Ohio Valley and whatnot, even to portions, you know, of Tennessee. Obviously, a lot of the rain is going to be kind of equivalating to that anyways. All right, let me take a little bit of a wide view here. Again, we have 7 severe thunderstorm warnings, 1 tornado warning. Most of the severe weather is currently in Colorado, actually, which is a little bit surprising. We have a 1 warning ongoing near Grand Island. And as I mentioned before, we've had 1 confirmation of a tornado back up in Nebraska. At least 5 or 6 tornadoes in Colorado. Again, a lot. We've had 10 reports total right now. Those will all have to get sorted out tomorrow. All the photos and videos, again, are on our Twitter account down in the description below or on our Discord server. You can also go back about 15 to 20 minutes in this live stream. We were showing those as well, which you can also do on the live stream. So, hey, Lucas, how you doing? All right, let me go back over to here. Yeah, it must be down. Yeah, I think the it's down. We are only 16 subscribers, by the way, away from 14,000. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Go over to here real quick. Again, this storm's currently moving down to the southwest. We're down to 5 severe thunderstorm warnings. We still have ongoing 1 tornado warning. That tornado warning, again, is currently here northwest of Kit Carson. Here's a look at the velocities. As of right now, again, I'm not seeing anything that's that tight from this radar perspective. Again, this is the one just off to the east over in Goodland. But as of right now, the overall, it's still pretty high winds. We're still possibly talking as high as 60, maybe 70 mile per hour winds still with this cell. It's definitely producing some damaging winds. Moving down to the southwest, a little bit broad rotation. That's all I'm really seeing at this given time. But we'll have to watch it still pretty closely. Again, this has been a storm that's produced several tornadoes to this point. It may produce another one, so we'll have to watch it closely. Let me go back over here. Thank you, Rob, Tucker, Keith, Quick, David, Tamara, Justin, Romney, as well as Duke for all subscribing. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome. Thanks, Shannon. I appreciate it. Appreciate that a lot. How many have touched down today? At least 7 or 8 is kind of what I'm thinking at this point. Again, we've been live for really just about every single one of them. The only tornado that we were not live for was the initial one. That was the land spout that dropped for about 30 seconds. That was north of Stratton by about 10 miles. Beyond that, though, we saw several different tornadoes here that have dropped. Several. I mean, we're talking... I mean, we have 10 total reports. We may have seen as many as, 8 or 9 tornadoes. But again, that'll all have to be confirmed. We did have a confirmation of one up in Nebraska, by the way. That's not included in that. So that was actually very recent as well. We were live for that one, too. So a lot of tornadoes so far today. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it. Auntie, what do you need? I think we have any moderators here right now. I think Evan's here, but I don't think I gave him mod. I think I forgot. All right, severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, just got condensed for this region. Again, that's near 59. Not any towns included in that. That's south of Saybird as well as south of Stratton. That was also quarter-sized hail, 60 mile per hour winds. So that has just been updated. So it's just, again, the only area that's really any severe weather with that is right now here. That's near 59. Again, tornado warning is still ongoing, though, for another potentially almost half an hour. Again, this is still ongoing. This has not been canceled by any means. It is moving down to the southwest, so we still have had a little bit of rotation here and there. Nothing too strong yet, but we'll have to watch it closely. And moving down to the southwest. Obviously, quarter-sized hail is definitely ongoing with this as well. It's wild. It's only a moderate or marginal risk. I know. It's crazy to think. I mean, honestly, it all came from one cell. So it is crazy to think to begin with. This is going to head as far as Illinois. No, that's not going. This specific system is not going toward Illinois. Actually, in fact, I have some good news to bring to you. I don't think Illinois is going to see much in terms of severe weather, at least, unless you're in southern Illinois, over the next several days. Tomorrow, there's a low-end chance, and as well as the next day for southern Illinois. Otherwise, if you're in like northern Illinois, you should be fine. So you should be kind of chilling up that direction. You might see a little bit of rain, but nothing beyond that for those over in Illinois. I was not expecting to see tornado warnings today. Hey, I wasn't either. And again, this is one of the several tornadoes warnings that we've seen. If you're just tuning in, I've said it several times already, but we've at least had 8 or 9 confirmed tornadoes to this point. And that was only in about 60 minutes. That was between the hours of 5 o'clock Central to 6 o'clock Central. It happened all within a brief moment. Again, if you want to see the dramatic amount of stuff that was happening, you can start from the very beginning of the stream. It was insane. We still do have a tornado warning ongoing, so let's not get away from that. That is currently west of 59, northeast of Highway 287. This is moving southwest. Overall, though, the rotation's nowhere near what we saw from earlier, but we'll have to watch this still pretty closely. A little bit of rotation right now down this direction. Nothing impressive, but we do have a little bit of broad rotation. It very well may redevelop into something, so we will be watching this very closely for you over the next several minutes. What about Ohio? Ohio's going to be the same way, unless you're in southern Ohio. Not much in terms of severe weather over the next few days either. Yeah, again, I will be making some sort of video out of this because the very beginning of this was insane. But yeah, it was, again, very, very insane what we saw so far tonight. And obviously, there might be more from where that came from, so we'll have to watch this very closely. For those that might be just tuning in, though, west of North Platte, that was over near Roscoe. We had a brief tornado confirmed earlier, and here's your slew of tornadoes that we saw. All, for the most part, were different. There might have been a couple of repeats, but for the most part, these are all different tornadoes, all differently timed and whatnot, too. We had some near Sabre, as well as one near Stratton. Again, this might be classified as a tornado outbreak. It only happened, I mean, the first tornado that we had confirmed, 4:53 Central. The latest one that we've had most recently was 5:45. That's within that's only 50 minutes. So again, we'll have to wait and see how many tornadoes actually did occur, and the National Weather Service will likely be able to survey that. But those were, again, all in Colorado, and we're still in Colorado. Wisconsin, no, nothing for Wisconsin at all, or at least the next few days. You guys are gonna be staying nice and cool as well. All right, thank you, Boy, as well as Barnes, and I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I appreciate you guys subscribing. Thank you. Welcome. And by the way, we are currently 3 subscribers from 14,000. If you have not hit the subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. Hit it down below. Again, we do live streams like this all the time. We are the most honest forecasting here on YouTube. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Most accurate as well. Big, I will be at some point. I'm trying to code something. It's not as easy as you think, because you have to change it quite often, and I don't have an easy way to do that yet. Boy, this is currently Colorado, for reference. Eastern Colorado. Storm Chaser mod is not free. I can't just give it out to people. All right, let me go back over to the velocities. Let's see if there's any new updates on this. Let's take a look. I'm pretty sure we haven't seen a whole lot. There's actually a little bit of rotation here. A little bit of rotation possibly developing here. That's north of Highway 287. Moving down to the southwest, and it's kind of just off the cell as well. But that's a little bit of rotation. And something to watch very closely. We might see something at some point with this cell. We actually have a couple of areas. This is the main area, though, right now. That's moving down again to the southwest. Rotation is a little bit broad here, but it might very well might strengthen as it heads down to the southwest. Definitely an area to watch very closely. Here's the latest update. It's kind of hard to see from this. Let me go back. Actually, we have a better radar view now. That's the Goodland radar site, slightly further away. Let's go over to the radar site off to the south of Denver. And here's a little bit better of a view at it. Again, rotation's not overly impressive, but we may see this might strengthen. Definitely something to watch. Again, that's currently moving down to the southwest. Going toward Highway 287 as well as 40, so we'll have to watch this pretty closely. No problem, Rag. I appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff ongoing today, including the several tornadoes that we've seen. Maybe back to Twitter. I'll take a look if we have anything new coming in on this. Yeah, this is near Kit. This is northwest of Kit Carson. At this given time, again, this is still an ongoing tornado warning for another few minutes, I believe. Let me make sure it's still ongoing. I think it is. So we still have a little bit of rotation. It's nothing too crazy, but yeah, tornado warning is still ongoing for the next several minutes. Again, it's currently ongoing until 6:15 Mountain Time. So we've at least had confirmation at this point of quarter-sized hail with this storm, by the way, recently. So there has been some quarter-sized hail with this ongoing as well. To add to what we have ongoing is that rotation, pretty broad right now, but we'll have to watch it still pretty closely. Good thing it isn't today. Well, honestly, it was a very small density area that we saw the tornadoes happen in. It wasn't like a wide spread area. Sorry, I gotta take my sock off. Sock is bothering me. But it wasn't really a widespread area. It was just a lot of, the tornadoes all happened pretty much within the same radius. Let me take a look at what the radius is here, actually. I'm curious. We can actually kind of measure this here. So we can kind of take a look at where all these tornadoes happened, at least from where the reports were. So basically, it was kind of at about 8 miles here. I mean, if we boxed it all in, we could kind of probably get an idea. But the tornadoes only happened at about maybe a 20-mile area here. I mean, square miles, I have no clue, but it wasn't really much. I mean, we had like 8 or 9 tornadoes all within the same region, which is, again, very crazy to think that would ever happen like that, especially in such a short amount of time, too. This tornado warning has been updated, by the way. It's still radar indicated, slightly smaller. It still includes areas north and west, or excuse me, north and east of Highway 287. Again, that's currently heading down to the southwest. Again, northwest right now of Kit Carson, for reference. So again, stay away from windows, lowest floor possible if you're in this warning. We're watching this very closely. And we've officially hit 14,000 subscribers. I thought we did before, but we've actually now officially done it. So again, I appreciate everybody subscribing. It means the world to me. We're now on to 15,000 subscribers, which who knows when will happen, but do appreciate everybody subscribing as always. Appreciate all the support this month, by the way. This month's been fantastic. Again, we've been doing a lot of live streams here on the YouTube channel. If you're just a new viewer, again, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Very honest forecasting over here as well. Thank you, Mike, Bobby, Matthew, David, as well as Edgy, Dave, for all subscribing. Appreciate it, guys. Welcome. Would you expect the increased ability from the current cells to move through the Denver area? We actually do have some storms ongoing over in Denver. I don't think they're nearly as crazy as the ones back out here to the east and as well as down to the south. But we do have a cell ongoing here. I don't think it's going to be warned for too much longer. Take a look at it real quick. That's east of Parker. And yeah, the cell's actually falling apart. Overall, the storms haven't really held together much. There's actually a cell back up here that might get warned for maybe a little bit of hail. Yeah, that storm looks to be actually increasing. We might get a severe thunderstorm warning on this one too. That's north of Flagler, north of Interstate 70. But yeah, I mean, I don't think this storm's going to last too much more. Probably beyond, I don't know. Probably not too much further beyond. Let's just say right now it's about 7 o'clock Central. I think it might last another 30-45 minutes, and it'll probably weaken after that. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. It's all you guys, by the way. And don't thank me. Thank you. I thank you. Don't congratulate me. It's a lot more of you guys more than me. Again, we do still have a little bit of rotation on this cell. It's not impressive, but we still have some broad rotation on this. We'll watch it pretty closely. Here's your rotation as of right now. Again, that's moving down to the southwest. We'll have to wait and see if this does tighten at all. Area of rotation as of right now. Clouds are crazy by the airport. I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, I mean, the storms that have actually formed in Colorado tonight have been pretty impressive, to say the least. Let me make sure, by the way, we are currently on 5 severe thunderstorm warnings. We still got one up in Nebraska, the rest currently in Colorado. We actually do have a special weather statement down near Garden City, Kansas. We'll have to monitor that very closely as well. This is, again, the cell that is tornado warned, moving down to the southwest. This is eastern Colorado, north and east of Highway 287. A little bit of rotation there. I did not mean to do that. Let me go ahead and make sure we have the right warning count here. Yep, we do. So 5 severe thunderstorm warnings, 1 tornado warning. Thanks, Shannon. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, by the way, everybody congratulate Evan for becoming, not really a moderator, he's more of just the media guy here, but make sure to congratulate him in chat, by the way. He was technically our new moderator. He's not really a mod, he's kind of a mod. Not entirely, but I finds more than anything just a lot of the photos and videos that we've been showing recently, which is a big help. So there's some claps in the chat for him. Welcome on in. We actually have a new photo coming in, or a new video from Denver. Here's a video from Denver. This is from a severe storm over in Denver. This is the one that's producing 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. It is hard to see on this. A lot of rain, obviously, a lot of wind. You can really see just the wind blowing here. But yeah. A little bit of small hail for the most part. A little bit of also damaging winds, obviously, being the main concern there. That was on the north end Central Park of Denver, by the way. Sent in by Josh. Thanks, Josh. I appreciate it. I know. I still do North Texas weather. It's just on Facebook and Instagram. It's crazy to think, though, how far this page has gone, because I really never intentionally wanted this to be this big, but I honestly have loved doing it, so it's crazy to think. A lot of rain, though. A lot of rain in Denver. Obviously, we still got a lot of rain and ongoing tornado warning still. We'll have to watch still pretty closely. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning back up in Nebraska. This is actually now up to golf ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind. So we now have an upgraded on this warning. Actually, recently there was golf ball sized hail reported back over in Phillips. That is southeast of Grand Island. So again, make sure you're staying away from windows. Damaging winds up to 60. Golf ball sized hail possible with this one. Definitely a dangerous cell ongoing as of right now. That is again going down to the southeast. That is going to be east of Hastings, west of Friend. So watch that storm very closely as well. Once we have the all clear on this tornado warning, we will definitely hop over to that cell primarily and kind of watch that one out. As of right now, though, this tornado warning is still ongoing, at least for the next few minutes, I would say. And it still is ongoing until 8:15, so another 14 minutes in eastern Colorado. Thank you, Janice, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Josh, it's not really an app and it's not cheap at all, but I would recommend Radar Scope or My Radar if you're looking for a app on your iOS. Overall, I've never used Radar Mega, so I really couldn't tell you any opinion on it, but I do recommend, the only apps I can really recommend at this point is Radar Scope and as well as My Radar. Brookhaven is Midwest according to Wikipedia. I don't even know where Brookhaven is to begin with. San Antonio? You've only seen one in your life. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, San Antonio doesn't typically see a whole lot of tornadoes. It's not that common. Too common over that direction. Hey, Sonny, how you doing? How's it going today? How's everybody doing in the chat, by the way? I know I haven't really talked to you guys much. We had a lot of tornado warnings, but how's everybody doing today? Again, we've had a very, very active, to say the least, evening. Is the rain done in St. Louis, Missouri? It's not completely done, but there will be a little bit more to come from where that came from. Again, I'll have a full forecast on that tomorrow morning as well. I don't think there's much going on there, though, right now, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go back over to the radar. Let's take a look. Yeah, nothing going on in St. Louis right now. There might be some more coming, unfortunately. I know St. Louis is already seeing way too much rain, but I don't think it's going to be nearly as significant. You might see maybe like another inch or two. That'd be about it. But those out in the areas like West Virginia and Kentucky, for example, there might be several inches of rain. It might be kind of not, I don't think it'll be to the extent of what St. Louis had, but it will be probably close to it for some of those areas in West Virginia, unfortunately. Yeah, a lot of rain to come still. There's a lot of reasons, Morrison, but one of the big ones is just directional shear. A lot of things go into how storms go different ways, though. It also kind of depends on what the whole, scenario is in terms of, is there a high pressure system, is it a low pressure system, which one's kind of directing it which direction. There's a lot of factors that go into it. I'm kind of curious here. I'm wondering where this, it is also, by the way, a lot of these are outflow driven right now. So that's just another thing to kind of keep in mind. There's a high pressure system. That would probably explain why it's going a bit more to the south. But it is also outflow driven, which outflow driven storms kind of do their own thing. But here's a look at the live radar, by the way, of the last several hours. Just for those that might be curious, by the way, from what we saw earlier, again, you can go to the beginning of the stream and watch the drama that unfolded with all these storms. You just see all the tornado warnings here, though. And again, all these were different confirmed tornadoes and whatnot that we saw here. Again, the storm is currently moving down to the southwest still. It's been, I mean, I'm telling you, it's been crazy. It's just the last several minutes. Again, this is all from about 5:30 all the way up until now. Oh, Sierra, that's tomorrow. No, that is tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be taking a couple-day break, so I won't be live tomorrow. I might go live Thursday if there's anything to be covered, but I don't think I will. Most likely not. Unless there's something that needs to be covered. We actually only have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing. Again, this tornado warning is still ongoing for another 10 minutes. Unless it gets canceled, which as of right now, it has not been canceled. So it is still ongoing. Rotation has been, at this given time, it's still been pretty broad, but watch it still pretty closely. Again, here's the rotation as of right now. Here are your winds again going away from the radar, winds going toward the radar. At this given time, it's still pretty broad rotation, but we'll watch it pretty closely. Again, this cell has produced several tornadoes within only about a 30 to 45 minute span, so it is definitely a cell to still be watching fairly closely to see if it does have any redevelopments as it heads down to the southwest. But yeah, again, there will probably be a video out on this as well if you did miss the beginning. And you can also, by the way, watch the very beginning of this live stream as well if you missed the entire thing when it unfolded. Again, we had several tornadoes on the ground for a while there. Let's see. Hi, Kylan. That'll be my forecast tomorrow. Make sure to stay tuned. That forecast should be out probably around 11 o'clock, I'd say, in the morning. Maybe 12 Eastern. I will be making the forecast for tomorrow, actually, tonight, for the first time in forever. I'm actually doing a forecast the night before, because I will not be here at all tomorrow. But I will likely have a... I don't know if I'll have... On Thursday, there probably won't be a forecast. There'll probably be some sort of tutorial video, or there might be something along these lines of what we just saw tonight. Because obviously this is a big event, but unfortunately I can't confirm how many tornadoes we saw at this given time. We at least had probably about 5 or 6, but I might make something in terms of that. Thanks, Sierra. I appreciate it. There will definitely be a video on this on our main channel, by the way. I know a lot of you guys missed it. Again, hit the subscribe button down below. With this entire tornado event, we've at least had a confirmation of possibly as many as 7 to 8 tornadoes, maybe even as many as 10, but again, subscribe if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it, and also you'll get that that video will probably be out on Thursday. I will most likely have a video on that, though. I'm almost 100% guaranteeing it will probably be out on Thursday. Roll Tide? Why are we going Roll Tide here? By the way, I just want to mention this real quick. I kind of mentioned it at the beginning, but I do want to again thank the 3 people that upgraded off stream to significant, roles at this point in terms of memberships. Again, 1920s becoming a tornado chaser. I really do appreciate that. As well as Quad and Dozy Drew both became VIP chasers. That is our brand new 4th tier that I just came out with, and there was apparently some demand for it, so I decided to make one. And it has some benefits. Again, you can click the top link in the description if you're interested in memberships. It helps our page out a lot, but they both became VIP memberships. Give some claps in the chat for them. They did it both off stream, so that's why I did not mention it earlier, but I really do appreciate their support. Again, some claps in the chat would greatly appreciate for those people. Again, 1920s, Dozy, and as well as Quad. Appreciate you guys a lot. All right, let's get back to some weather, though. What does a hot pink and purple mean? Hot pink. I haven't ever been called hot pink before, but it kind of looks like it. Pink, though, is typically some sort of at least small hail, and then the black is typically actually larger hail, typically at least quarter-sized, if not even larger than that. It's very situational, though. I don't think anybody's been timed out, by the way. I don't know why we're all arguing about timeouts. Oh, actually, I think I timed somebody out, that's why. Hey, thank you, Tori, for the $5 super chat. I really do appreciate your support. I appreciate that, Tori. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you. What's hail size right now? It's currently quarter size, but again, it's very situational. We sometimes see this black area, and usually when we see this, by the way, when we usually see, you know, black colors like this, it's the bare minimum being quarter sized hail. But sometimes it can be, you know, in that sort of circumstance, it can actually sometimes be as large as, you know, baseball size. So it's very situational. But in this situation, it's likely around quarter. That's our latest reports anyways on this tornado, or at least this tornado and severe thunderstorm warning. So just for reference. I believe this warning may have actually been canceled or expired, by the way. Tornado warning has been canceled, so this tornado warning is no longer ongoing. We're going to go back over, though, to the severe thunderstorm warning that is currently in Nebraska that is producing some pretty significant threats. This tornado warning, though, has been let to expire by the National Weather Service, so that warning is no longer ongoing, even though it's still showing. We do have a pretty significant warning, though, ongoing with golf ball sized hail. We're actually up to Hennig sized hail in this cell, so this cell is producing some pretty hefty hail here. This is currently going toward Grafton as well as Sutton, Sarenville. Stockham's about to get hit by that big hail core. There's actually been reports very recently of Hennig and golf ball sized hail at 650 as well as 656 and 645. Golf ball to Hennig sized hail has been reported several times by National Weather Service employees. And 2 inches in diameter was found in the town that is in Giltner in Hamilton County, Nebraska. And again, that's moving down to the southeast, or east southeast, I should say. That's our area of hail core right now. That is again going down that direction. Again, stay away from windows. Hail this size can definitely cause some damage. And definitely a cell to watch very closely. Again, Grafton will be in the track this. I believe for the most part this is outflow driven, so I don't think we're seeing a whole lot of rotation. It's mainly just damaging winds, but we will watch this closely if it's able to develop any rotation. Definitely a pretty decent looking cell though right now, moving down to the east southeast. This is currently southern Nebraska. This is, I believe, this is well east of North Platte, by the way. This is, again, a zoomed out reference. So southeast of Grand Island. It's currently where we're at. Again, very destructive cell ongoing, or not destructive, I should say, but at least a considerable threat to say the least. Again, our latest reports were Hennig-sized hail in this storm, excuse me. And we're still in golf ball sized hail in the warning, but I would expect that this is probably right around Hennig-sized hail at the peak. So keep that in mind. Sarenville might just, you'll probably get damaging winds, Sierra, but I don't think you'll get much hail. I think the hail should stay off to your north, but just make sure you take those proper precautions. Again, stay away from windows as the storm approaches your location. Thank you, Jason Miss, for subscribing, by the way. Yeah, there's not much rotation here, but we will watch it closely. Again, there's an outflow boundary here. It's kind of being outflow driven, so it's going to be pretty hard for this thing to rotate, but we will watch it very closely as it moves down to the east southeast. We also have a lot of rain behind it, by the way, possibly a lot of thunder and lightning along with that. So that's what we got going as of right now. Pretty decent looking cell here. Let me go over to the hail radar, by the way. Let's look at the hail radar again. We had confirmation of Hennig-sized hail, and that's actually shown on the radar. So fairly accurate what we're looking at here. So it's at least peaked around Hennig-sized. Latest radar scans still showing around golf ball size. So for at least a brief moment, it was around Hennig-sized hail. So that was again near Giltner. Our latest scan. So definitely some hail with this cell without a doubt. A very decent looking supercell here, and a hail core actually looks like it just spiked here near Stockham, west of Stockham right now, near 14. Definitely a little bit of hail there. Watch out if you're again near Stockham, Sarenville, Sutton, Grafton, Lushton, all those areas. Again, make sure you're staying away from windows and be at the lowest floor possible as well. Again, damaging winds up to 60 is not a joke by any means. It is definitely potentially damaging, can knock over trees, and obviously we have the hail threat ongoing that can break through windows. How many tornadoes were there? There was at least, I said 5. But again, there might have been as high as 10 or 11. We just don't know yet. No problem, Don. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate that. Thanks, Wages. I appreciate it. Hey, I appreciate your support, by the way. Appreciate it. Let me put a timing guide on this, by the way. Again, it's going about 30 miles per hour. It might be going a little bit faster than that since it is outflow driven, but let's go and take a look at the ongoing timing on this area of storms. Again, it is a pretty decent looking cell, though. They're watching moving down this direction. And here are the locations. I'll put them at the left side of your screen. So Harvard is potentially 713. Actually, Harvard is going to hit by the cell back out to the west. This is primary. There might be a little bit of quarter-sized tail there, but a little bit of gusty winds obviously already went through that location. Sutton, 726. McCool Junction, must be cool there. 734. Fairmont, excuse me, right? Fairmont, I can't talk. 743. Geneva, right around 752. Exeter, 755. Friend, 810. Milligan, right around 811. Wilbur, 852. DeWitt, 902. Plymouth 902, and then Latonia right around 903. And locations are on the left side of your screen for the cell that is currently moving down to the east southeast. Outflow backside was also intense. It looks to be pretty intense. I mean, this is a pretty decent looking storm here moving down. I mean, it's very well outflow bound. It's very well outflow driven. I can't talk. But the latest reports in terms of hail, there's been a lot of hail with this cell. I mean, we're talking even at 640 up in Phillips, there's golf ball sized hail reported there. That was actually at 636. Also, a National Weather Service employee again reported at 645 in Giltner of at least some golf ball sized hail. And then hen egg sized hail was reported most recently over in Giltner as well, the downtown area of some hen egg sized hail. So had that as well reported. Again, that was just kind of found. Again, there might have been only a couple of isolated storms of hen egg size, but the warning is currently for golf ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Yeah, weather's been pretty. I mean, it hasn't been crazy, I would say, but it has been pretty. I don't know. I don't think it's been that crazy. I don't find the weather that we've seen crazy. I mean, what we saw over in Colorado was on the verge of being absolutely insane. I mean, I've never seen anything like it, but I mean, it was a very small weather event overall, but it's just definitely nothing that we've ever seen. That was, again, several tornadoes, all of them, in the same location. Crazy. And for those that are over in Colorado, I do hope for the best for those people. I don't think a whole lot of damage was dealt to those areas. It looked like a lot of those tornadoes were, for the most part, in fields, but who knows? I mean, there were several of them, and they were all in different locations. I'm surprised how many storm chasers we actually had out there to begin with today. I was actually really surprised by that. Actually had a good amount out that direction. Let me take a look at the rotation. I don't think there's a whole lot of rotation on this, but we'll take a look. Look at the velocities, and it's primarily winds, it looks like, near Stockham as right now. I'm not seeing a whole lot of rotation on this, but let's go a little bit higher up and take a look. Yeah, not a whole lot of rotation, but we'll watch it closely. I think for the most part, this will be a hail and damaging wind threat. Still have an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning as well back down here to the southwest. I don't know if we'll see much more in terms of the tornado threat. We'll see. I mean, I'll give it probably another 15, 20 minutes and see if anything else develops. But it's been, again, very crazy to say the least of what we've seen. My thumbnail is no exaggeration today from what we've seen so far. Here's a look at the hail radar, by the way, the latest update on it. So hen egg sized hail again went through Giltner, and we're at this given time, we're probably talking still around golf ball sized hail. Again, it peaked probably right around hen egg size back up in Giltner. That was our latest report. The latest reports, though, in terms of this ongoing warning, is currently a $half sized hail, but it might be a little bit larger than that. The warning is still ongoing for golf balls, so what we have as of right now. Again, moving down to the southeast. Here's the look back at the current reflectivity. Again, this is near Stockham, going right now towards Sutton. Hail core is actually still ongoing here. That could very well still be golf ball sized hail going down to the southeast. As well as Grafton and Highway 6 are going to be in the track of this over the next several minutes. Do I think Iowa will get anything? Probably not much, unless you're in extreme western Iowa. You might get a little bit of rain, but probably not severe weather. All right, let me go back over to the, let's take a look at the Storm Prediction Center. I don't think they never actually issued a mesoscale discussion throughout all those storms. But again, the one tornado warning cell that we had was very isolated just to begin with. I mean, it was just a lot of tornadoes happened within a very small amount of time in a pretty small area. But It was crazy. I mean, to think that there was only a marginal risk for severe weather today. All the tornadoes that we did see, though, were for the most part brief. I don't think we saw anything beyond 10 minutes. So most of them were for the most part brief. And I would assume for the most part they're weak as well. I think it's been kind of difficult to survey all those tornadoes, though. I mean, we saw several of them. It's just crazy to think. We still have a marginal threat of severe weather ongoing, by the way, and that goes through a good portion of Nebraska. I believe it cuts off near Lincoln. Here's a look at the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for tonight. And actually, it cuts off here, but we're actually going to see the severe storm go through, or actually go out of there. It's going to go toward Geneva. And Beatrice possibly in the track of that as well. So we'll have to watch that area. The marginal threat goes up into Minnesota. Marginal threat also across portions of the East Coast all the way through Tennessee. And I believe in through Arkansas. So that threat is still ongoing. I believe that threat off that direction, though, is pretty much done for today. And in North Carolina, apparently, there was a tree that fell on a vehicle earlier. I can't show it, but there was apparently a tree that fell down over there on a vehicle. So that was from a storm that was probably producing some damaging winds from earlier. Counter above my head is subscriber count, I think. Yeah, this one right here. It's subscriber count. Yeah, if you're just tuning in for the first time, hit the subscribe button down below. Would really appreciate it. And if you're not already, make sure to hit the like button. Again, we are the most honest forecasting here on YouTube. Keep you updated with the latest. This hail core is actually still remaining pretty prominent here. Your stock cam, again, very large hail still ongoing. Moving down to the southeast, probably going toward Grafton. Sutton may be kind of on the cusp of this storm. Watch still pretty closely for you. Might go kind of toward your location. Again, it's kind of moving in this direction. So it's going to go toward Highway 6 regardless. We'll see if it kind of holds together. But again, it's Sarenville likely going to see some damaging winds. I think that's your main threat. Those in Sutton, though, on the other hand, and as well as Grafton, possibly on the verge of seeing that hail core. Stockcam is currently seeing the hail core. Again, that's possibly some golf ball sized hail. And otherwise, we're currently talking 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. And here's a look at that outflow boundary, by the way. And you can just see very defined outflow boundary. That might produce some more shower, maybe isolated storm activity on the back end of it. But overall, Blue Hill will be in the track of that outflow boundary. Might bring some gusty winds upwards of 50 miles per hour. So again, those down even to the south and west of this ongoing storm may see some gusty winds as it tracks down to the south and as well as the southwest with that outflow boundary. Definitely something to kind of keep in mind. All right. Stock cam looks really bad. Yeah, the stock cam is getting pounded with hail, to say the least. There's definitely some large hail here. And unfortunately, I know Highway 6 and closer to areas like Sutton is a little bit more populated. I do think Sutton is probably not going to see the hail core, but you will likely see the damaging wind component, unless you're in like northern portions of Sutton. Oh, you used to live in Grand Island? Since some people can't behave, we are going to go to a 5-minute subscriber time, so we don't have a bunch of bots coming in here. Thank you, Aiden, as well as Richard. Juan for subscribing. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome. Thank you. How you doing, Dozy? Welcome back. You check Central Ohio for tomorrow. Again, more details on Ohio and really anywhere over that direction in my forecast tomorrow morning. Again, stay tuned. That forecast actually might get uploaded a little bit earlier than usual. So, got 14,000 subscribers exactly on your channel. Yeah, well, I think it's actually a bit higher than that. The number above me doesn't update, I don't think. I think it's rounded up because I'm currently at 14,059. Oh, just a reference. It's not a big deal, but it's kind of the same thing. Again, as of right now, Stockcam's getting hit with some hail. I think the next radar update's coming in, I believe, right about now. Let me take a look. Should be coming in here in a minute. Also, again, for those that are just tuning in, we have no tornado warnings at this given time. We have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. We currently have 17 flash flood warnings. There's, again, a lot of flash flooding potential over the next few days. That will really start to ramp up in Kentucky as well as portions of West Virginia going into the next couple of days. I'll have, again, a full forecast for you tomorrow morning. And also, if you want to watch the latest forecast and what to expect over the next few days in terms of flash flooding, you can watch our latest forecast. Projects, I don't think we've seen anything above 70. I don't think we've even seen 70-mile-per-hour winds yet. We obviously seen those, several tornadoes that we had earlier, but I don't think we've seen any actual storms producing downburst winds around 70 yet. I think most of it's been 60. I don't think this storm. I think this storm here is primarily hail. there's maybe a little bit of damaging winds as well. Here's a look at the velocities. And the winds being estimated by radar around 50. But by the outflow boundary, they may also be a little bit higher. Back down here to the south of Harvard, it's actually around 58. So I think the main threat with the storm overall is going to be the hail threat. Here's a look at the latest radar scan. Still showing probably at least half dollar size, maybe as high as ping pong ball right now near Stockham. That's the latest on the estimated hailstone sizes. Again, it's an estimate. We've obviously seen as high as possibly hen egg size with this storm already, so there's been some significant hailstone size, to say the least. Correlation coefficient, by the way, is even picking up on the hail threat right now. There's definitely some hailstone sizes that are definitely in there. They're still falling, so there's definitely some hail ongoing with the cell moving down to the southeast. Thank you, Gonzo and Spencer, by the way, for subscribing. As North Carolina safe for severe weather? I think so. I don't think you're going to see much more tonight. I think it was mainly an afternoon threat for you. Thanks, Dobbs. I appreciate it. This storm's really not coming down much. It's still pretty strong. It's still definitely severe. It might weaken a little bit as it heads more to the east. I think it will start to weaken a little bit, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's still producing some. I mean, it peaked at hen egg sized hail. It possibly is still around at least, ping pong ball. So we might still be seeing some pretty decent hail with this. And it also may still have some pretty high damaging winds. Hey, Case, how you doing? Welcome back. Good to see you as well. Declan, I don't think so. I'll take a look real quick for you. I don't think you'll see much in South Carolina, at least today. Maybe tomorrow or... I don't even think tomorrow you'll see much. If you see anything, it's probably not going to be severe. Hey, Richard, how you doing? Welcome. Sorry, I had to do that because we had some bots coming in the chat. How you doing today? Hope you're doing well. I usually don't have a sub timer thing on. Look at the velocities. I don't think there's a whole lot of rotation on this. It's pretty broad. Here's a look at the rotation. It's broad right now. Let's go over to the live radar. It's not much, but there's a little bit of rotation there. And here your wind's going away from the radar, wind's going toward the radar. Again, if there were to be a tornado, it'd be located somewhere in there. But at this given time, the rotation is not overly strong. I will watch the next scan to see if that increases at all, but I don't think it will increase much. See what happens. I wouldn't be surprised, though, with what we've seen already today. Anything wouldn't shock me. I mean, we've seen just so many tornadoes already. Next radar update should be coming in about a minute. I'll go back over to the reflectivity for now. And here's your ongoing hail. It's outflow driven, so I think the overall chances of it really producing a tornado should be pretty low. I'm doing well, Richard. Thanks for asking. I'm doing well. A whole lot of wells. There you go. Oh, awesome, Richard. That's awesome. Appreciate it, Dubs. I'll move back over to Twitter, see if there's any new updates. Again, if you're just tuning in and you missed all the tornado activity from earlier, I will probably have a full video on that on Thursday. Since I will not have a forecast on Thursday, there'll probably be a whole video on that. But also, not just that, if you want to see any of the photos or videos from today, we at least had 5 or 6 tornadoes. You can go to my Twitter page or Discord. Those are linked down in the description below. I will also link our Discord in the chat as well. So if you want to join our Discord server, you can click the link from Nightbot in the chat. And yeah. Here's like the radar. Wow, this is a very impressive looking hail core still near Stockham. I mean, that's definitely a very impressive looking hail core. Again, heading toward Highway 6. Go back over to the velocities. I'm not sure if we have a whole lot of rotation with this. It's broad. It's not strong by any means. There's a little bit of rotation, but overall, I still think the main threat with this is going to be damaging winds and hail. This is a very impressive looking hail core, though. This cell overall just looks very, very impressive, to say the least. And it is a considerable threat still, producing up to golf ball sized hail and 70 mile per hour or 60 mile per hour winds. So again, let's move down to the southeast. Finally cooling somewhat here. Hey, any temperatures below 90, I'll take at this point. Just a friendly reminder, do not speak other languages in this stream. It is an English-only stream because I cannot physically read Spanish. I just don't know how to. So, I took Spanish and I don't know how to read Spanish. That's kind of crazy to think. Took like 4 Spanish classes. There isn't much rotation on this Storm Chaser. I kind of looked at it. There's not much. There's a little bit. I'll watch it closely, though. See if anything develops on it. We are actually down to just this severe thunderstorm warning. I'm actually going to continue to live stream even though there's one warning, because this has actually been a pretty impressive storm. I'm going to watch it pretty closely because I can't rule out that there might be a bit more rotation down the road with this, and it's still producing a decent amount of hail. So I will continue to cover this storm live as it moves down to the southeast. So yeah, that's going toward Grafton as well as Fairmount. Geneva will also be on the track of this, as well as Sutton, by the way. Sutton's going to get hit by the storm probably right now, actually. So that's where it is as of right now. Moving out to the east. And the warning's actually been downgraded to half-dollar size tail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's our latest report on this storm. I will still watch it closely, though, because there was a little bit of a brief rotation there. We'll see if it actually does anything. Not much. It's very weak, but we'll kind of cover it closely. As it moves down to the east-southeast, still producing some ongoing threats. And also, we will have a forecast again tomorrow. For those that are concerned about flooding and whatnot, you can watch our latest forecast as well. It has a lot of details on there as well. Oh, there's actually a dust devil over in Texas. I don't know if you guys saw. It's just a dust devil over in Texas. Crescent, Texas. Pretty impressive. Actually, one of my viewers on North Texas weather sent that in, so pretty impressive dust devil over that direction. I was in Crescent, Texas. I believe that was a few miles southwest of DFW. Reference. We have that actually. I think that video is up here on our main channel. It's also on our. We actually have a second channel. Our second channel video currently is a snowman thing up in Montana from the hail. Richard, it had a little bit of a recycling stage, but it wasn't really successful. So I don't think it's gonna. I mean, the storm overall looked like it was weakening. Anyways, it went down to the southwest. This storm specifically is currently over in Nebraska. So. Hey, Justin, how you doing? I'm doing well. How about you? It's been busy. I don't think you were here at the beginning, but we had at least 7 or 8 confirmed tornadoes earlier in this live stream, so all of them happening really within a very short amount of time. Yeah, it was called the Hail Man. Yes. Called the Hail Man. There's a lot of dust in Texas. There hasn't been much rain recently. I know, Robert, it's crazy. We're up to 14,000 subscribers. And just a further reminder, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, subscribe down below. We're 28 from 14,100. Appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. Again, most honest forecasting here on YouTube. But yeah, the storm down in Colorado right now, still maybe producing some gusty winds. I don't see much rotation, though, anymore. So that one cell, again, that produced a load of tornadoes within a very short amount of time, doesn't seem like it has a whole lot of rotation anymore. It's very good news, to say the least. So we had way too many tornadoes in just a short amount of time earlier. Yeah, for those over in North Carolina, I know if you guys are watching, mainly just an isolated strong storm. That would be about it. Maybe some gusty winds. Thank Corey, Shelley, as well as Theodore and Paige for subscribing, by the way. Appreciate it. Hey, Jill, how you doing? Welcome back. Patricia, I can never say your name. Probably at least 6 or 7. But from what we have, we at least had 11 tornado reports. A few of those may have been the same tornado, but we're just not sure. Again, I'll have a full video and a whole reaction to it. Well, not really a reaction, but I'll have the whole video actually. I'm going to actually, on Thursday, I'll probably have the whole thing all embedded in just one video. So you guys can just watch it over if you missed it. Again, it was a crazy 60 minutes that we're live for. I mean, I don't even know if it was 60 minutes. It was at least 40 minutes that we're live for there, that almost all the tornadoes happened at once. So I'll have a full video on Thursday, most likely, of the entire thing. Because again, I won't have a normal forecast on Thursday to begin with, so it'd be better to post that on Thursday. But the National Weather Service will confirm how many tornadoes we did have. Probably tomorrow. Awesome, William. Appreciate you being subscribed for a few weeks. Made it. Hey, storms in Arizona. Let me take a look for you on my phone real quick. Let's take a look. I don't think there's much, but I think there's a lot of, actually, I think there's a lot of rain more than anything. I don't think there's any strong or severe storms, I should say. Yeah, there's no severe weather, just a lot of these pop-up, you know, popcorn kind of storms. Wilson, I have no clue who that is. All right, let me go over to Twitter again. Hey, thanks, Gamer. I appreciate it. Let me go over to Twitter. Yeah, again, it was a crazy day to say the least. We're actually only 2 followers from 350 on Twitter, by the way. You guys want to follow me on Twitter? We actually have a lot of photos from those tornadoes earlier on Twitter specifically, so make sure to go check those out. And the link is in the description below if you're interested. We have again, there was a lot of tornadoes earlier. We saw at least, from what I think that was, I think there was at least 5 tornadoes. There may have been more than that, though. I'm thinking my personal estimate was probably about 6 or 7. But, again, we had like 11 or 12 different tornado reports. That, again, does not include the Nebraska tornado that we had. So, today. I know, it's been a crazy evening to say the least. I literally went live because of 1 tornado warning, which I thought that would kind of, you know, just be a quick wind down. I'll cover a little bit of Nebraska and be done. We had like so many tornadoes. It's really crazy to think. Crazy. Popcorn storms? You never heard anybody say that? It's gonna be my new term. I'll go ahead and show you some popcorn storms real quick. Down here in Arizona, got these little popcorn storms, you know, bubbling up. I think they're popcorn storms, at least. They look like they're just bubbling up. I don't think they're moving much. Yeah, they're just popcorn storms. Your ordinary, you know, little bubbling up storms. Popcorn. Popping up. That's what we call a popcorn storm. That's what I call a popcorn storm. Love calling them popcorn storms. Let me go back up here to the north. Let me turn on the radar here. My new term. If I make any merch, it's going to be something to do with popcorn storms. Thank you, Martin, by the way, for becoming a Storm Chaser member. I really do appreciate that, Martin. Thank you. Appreciate becoming a member. Enjoy your benefits, and also, if you haven't already, join our Discord server down below, and you can also get an exclusive role over there as a Storm Chaser. Appreciate it. Thank you. I heard that Tops, he always damages his vehicle. I hear that a lot. By the way, if you want to support our page above and beyond, I know not everybody has to do it. You don't have to if you don't want to. But if you want to support our page above and beyond, we have memberships that start from as little as $3 a month. It's literally a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Not even, I think Starbucks is more expensive nowadays. But if you want to support our page, you can click the top link in the description. You can also click the donation links if you just want to do a one-time donation. It helps our page out a lot. Really do appreciate all the support, as always. Yeah, I commit a lot of time into this stuff, so I would appreciate that. Otherwise, just make sure to subscribe and like the video. That's the least that anybody can do. It really helps out the page a lot. And again, we'll be live here for a little bit longer. We'll see what happens with the storm over the next few minutes as it heads toward Geneva as well as Fairmount. And McCool Junction, by the way. I've never heard of McCool before, but it's a pretty interesting name, McCool. Must be a cool place to be over in McCool Junction. Hey, there you go, Martin. Actually, we just changed the the member badges today from lightning to tornadoes, and I think I love it more than the lightning. For those that are members, you guys like the little new member badges? These popcorn storms have any butter on them? I guess the butter is like the green, you know, outlying showers, you know? Kind of the butter, it's melting away. Popcorn sounds good though right now. I love the popcorn storms. Thanks, Weather Watcher, by the way. I appreciate it. Sorry, missed your message. Missed your message. Hey, no problem, Mike. Have a great rest of your night. See you again soon. I'm going to go back over to velocities here. I'm not seeing a whole lot of rotation. I don't think this will get warned again, so we'll see what happens. Still some possibly $half to quarter-sized hails ahead toward Grafton, though. Hail core overall has actually not really even gone towards Sutton. It's actually, I don't even know if it'll go toward Grafton. It's kind of staying up this direction. Might even go east, or maybe Fairmount too. Watch it closely. Pretty decent stell there. Thank you, Rats, Liz, Rick, Mayor, Sadie, as well as Proud for all subscribing, by the way. Appreciate it, guys. Welcome. Wow, what in the world just happened here? This hail core just blew up again. That is a massive hail core all of a sudden that's just blown up there northwest of Grafton. Salt is the hail. Yes, salt is the hail with those popcorn storms. Again, that is an ongoing hail core that's really just blown up in the latest. Again, that very well could possibly be larger than $half size. That was a very quick increase in the hailstone sizes here northwest of Grafton. That happened really out of nowhere. Guys, if we keep talking about popcorn in chat, I'm literally going to go make a bag of popcorn. Actually, I had popcorn a couple streams ago. I don't think you guys noticed, but typically I have popcorn. Popcorn's pretty good. By the way, we're only 13 subscribers from 14,100. Again, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below. Again, we're the most honest forecasting here on YouTube. I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below. Let me go over, though, to here real quick. All right, there we go. I want to make sure that's up. Again, we still have a lot of photos and videos, and as I mentioned before, over on our Twitter page. Make sure to go check those all out. Again, we had a whole load of tornadoes over in Colorado earlier, so you can check those out on Twitter or Discord, linked in the description below. I love popcorn, especially the one that you get at the movie theaters. Those are the best popcorns to have. Yes, Giga Chat, we saw a lot of tornadoes. Again, I'm gonna have a full video on Thursday on everything that happened, because it was just so much that happened in such a short amount of time. Again, we had at least 7 or 8 tornadoes that happened in Colorado today, and that's not an exaggeration, by the way. We most likely had 7 or 8 tornadoes. I mean, that's how many tornadoes we saw in such a brief amount of time. Again, I will have a full video on that on Thursday. You can also go to the very beginning of the stream. It all started there. It was crazy. Hey, Anthony, how you doing? Welcome back. Hey, John, how you doing? Welcome back as well. Whether underground is a good radar? Honestly, every radar other than like radar scope and my radar, they're all pretty much the same. So all the radars that you get on those sort of things are all the same. Here's, by the way, a look at the tornado reports. We actually had more than this. Let me go back. Let's go back in the past scan. This is all the tornadoes that we saw earlier. For those that are just tuning in, maybe you just got back from work or school or whatever's going on. This is all the tornadoes. These are, for the most part, all separate tornadoes, by the way, that we saw in Colorado. All separate. There's about 10 of these on the screen here. We also had one up in Nebraska that was a brief tornado. So, yeah, just kind of telling you right now, there was a lot of activity that happened, to say the least. Back over to this storm, though, on the latest scans. I'll have a whole video on that later, and I'll probably, again, if you want to go back to the very beginning of the stream, has all the info, has really all the beginning. Started at the very beginning of the stream. Went from 1 tornado warning over to like 4 within a couple of minutes. It was crazy. Crazy day to say the least. Yes, black is the typically large to very large hail. It just depends on the circumstance, but this is probably at least ping pong ball sized hail. Just the colors that I use here. Latest radar scan still showing a pretty decent amount of hail here, by the way, near Grafton. Grafton's actually, it looks like, going to take a direct hit to the hail unless it weakens pretty quickly. Take a look at the warning. Still $half sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. We actually may get a new warning on this, depending on if the hail, of course, stays alive here. And we just got a new warning, so see, I jinx myself all the time with these warnings. But this is a new severe thunderstorm warning for Grafton, Fairmount, as well as Exeter, Geneva, and Milligan. Those areas included for potential for damaging winds upwards of 60 miles per hour, and as well as $half sized hail. Again, that's moving down to the east and east-southeast, about 25 to 30 miles per hour. Again, the storm's had a little bit of rotation. It's been very broad, but I expect the main threat, again, to be hail and damaging winds. Martin, not really. I mean, at the future, once I actually can make enough to be able to provide, to actually be able to afford storm chasers, then I will probably have them. And that might be, when I hit 50,000 subscribers is kind of when I think I may be able to afford, licensing a couple of storm chasers for events like this. But I mean, there's just a lot in between now and then. Fortunately, I can't afford it. I mean, you're talking a lot of money for storm chasers. Hey, Shannon, how you doing? Welcome back. Hopefully, eventually. Because I love doing this. Honestly, I love doing live streams like this. And obviously, it was a crazy night, to say the least. It started out very, very, very active. It's definitely the most active scene I've ever had on a live stream before. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning, actually, down in Colorado. This is also for 60-mile-per-hour winds and $half sized hail. That does include Pumpkin Center. So This is, again, a brand new severe thunderstorm warning over in Colorado, moving down to the southwest. That is outflow driven. This is the cell, by the way, believe it or not, that produced those several tornadoes. So, yeah, that's going to be moving down to the southwest. So, again, stay away from windows if you're in Pumpkin Center. I'll be moving down to the southwest. Asha, I don't know. I will not have a live stream tomorrow. No way I'm having a live stream tomorrow. So, again, it schedules on our Discord server if you haven't already joined it. Link is in the description. But I won't have a live stream tomorrow. Probably will not have one on Thursday. Friday, maybe. Friday might be the next stream. We'll see. Shannon, a few $100 is all I can say. That's per year. I have a lot of expenses. That's why all the members that we have right now, they're a very big help to everything on the YouTube channel. Every single one of them helps our, the expenses, everything that we have out a lot. And I also invest a lot of time into it. All these streams I do. We've done a lot of live streams this month, actually. We've done a load of them. Anthony, I can, but again, that is going to come at probably a later date once I'm actually able to afford it. Because there's just no way I can afford that right now. We're back up to 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, by the way, just for reference. We were at 1. We have just doubled. Martin, that if you're a member for, I believe, a month, you get the yellow tornado tag. So in 30 days, I think you'll have it. No, John, I do not. I do not get credit for school for doing this. I wish I did. I've actually had that question asked more than I actually would think. Asked several times, actually. You're not the only one that's asked that. Yeah, this set looks like the hail core may weaken again. We'll watch it closely, but overall, Grafton, possibly maybe some quarter, up to $half size tail moving through your region. Hail core definitely spiked there a little bit back north of Sutton, but so it might be weakening a little bit. Hey, Devin, how you doing, by the way? Welcome back. How's your day going? Yeah, tomorrow I will be going on a little trip, so I'm gonna have a little day off, relax. Obviously, I gotta make a video. I gotta make a video forecast actually tonight before tomorrow. I also have to make this video, the live stream, kind of into a little video as well tonight. So I actually have to do a good amount of stuff here over the next couple of hours. Obviously, I'm still live too. No problem, Dobbs. Appreciate it. This is currently South Nebraska, but we've also been looking at Colorado. Those are our 2 main states tonight. I wish, Richard, I wish. I don't think you can. I don't think it's possible. Thanks, Play. I appreciate it. Just made French fries. French fries sounds good. I had some like bacon and cheese fries the other day. Those are so good. I actually do have a special weather statement down in Kansas for a little cell. Gusty winds, nickel-sized hail. Moving up to the north. That's south of Leote, by the way. I think this area had a tornado warning. Yeah, we actually were live for a tornado warning over here a few days ago. So that is also an area that we've seen some severe weather in. Brief tornado, obviously, up there in South Dakota from earlier as well. Thank you, Anthony, as well as Absolute, by the way, for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. I'm changing the sub time, by the way, down to a minute. So if you do subscribing and chat within the minute. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, feel free to subscribe and comment if you want. Would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, though, at least. We are currently actually 2 subscribers. Only need 2 of you to subscribe for us at 14,100. I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below. Most honest forecasts on YouTube. My new saying. It is crazy. I don't know if you guys noticed, and I actually have talked to other people about this. There's a lot of clickbait on YouTube in terms of weather. I never realized it. There's a lot out there. Some people, I have a very occasional 1 or 2 people that say my videos are clickbait, but man, if you go anywhere else on YouTube for weather, it's insane the clickbait that you see on YouTube. And that's not just in the the weather realm, but the weather realm is pretty bad to begin with. And some channels, not all of them, but a few of them are pretty bad. Get me a Happy Meal. Happy Meal, really? Like the low of the lows, in my opinion, in terms of food. I've had Happy Meal before. The only thing that ever was fun with the Happy Meal back in the day was just like a little toy. Hey Robert, if you want, I have a shirt idea, like a little merchandise idea. If you join the Discord if you want, if you have Discord. I do want somebody to design it. It's a really good idea. Be probably the dumbest merchandise thing that I'll ever make if I do make it. But Shannon, I've never watched him, and I don't really plan to. My page, as many of you guys might have already noticed, my page was never meant to be this big, and it was really never meant to be max velocity either. It was always North Texas weather. Never thought I would actually change outside of it, but yeah, I mean, I never knew about anybody besides maybe Reed Timmer on YouTube even before I blew up, and now I've kind of become bigger. Everybody, so for some reason, compares me to Ryan, which I've never even watched him. So it's like the only people I ever watched in terms of weather were really just on TV, and those are meteorologists. I've met a lot of meteorologists in my life too, so yeah, I've never really watched any. The only people I've watched at this given time now is Brandon Kopik and as well as Reed Timmer. Reed Timmer, obviously, I've known for a little bit longer than anybody else. He's also been on TV for reference, so, you know, he's on AccuWeather and whatnot. He was on the Weather Channel back in the day, too. We're currently looking at southern Nebraska, by the way. Happy Meals are nostalgic. I mean, I guess. It is nostalgic. That's not a lie. We're at 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, 1 in Colorado, 1 in Nebraska. We're at 15 flash flood warnings. Those are all across different portions of the country. Most of those, though, are actually in Arizona right now. Let me go over to Colorado storm real quick. The severe thunderstorm warning. If you're talking about this one, the other storms I believe are just flash flooding risks. Yeah, we have 4 or 5. We have like 4 flash flood warnings here. But we do have a severe thunderstorm warning here that is producing some half-dollar size tail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. That is moving down to the southwest. This is a pretty impressive sail here. Scorpion, I mean, anything that you'll see, possibly some damaging winds, and also the flash flooding potentials there. So, thanks, here, appreciate it. No, Shannon, no problem. Yeah, I've heard of him, but I've never watched him. I don't plan to. Steven, did you? This is probably the funniest question I've heard tonight. Did you ever have a tornado warning while doing a live stream? If you weren't here for the first 30 minutes of this live stream, I'm assuming you obviously weren't. The first 30 minutes of this live stream, we had at least 7 or 8 different tornado warnings. So it was a very active to start the evening. So go back to the very beginning. We had a lot of tornado warnings. So yeah, almost every live stream we've had tornado warnings. There's only been a very select few that we haven't. And I go live for a lot of severe weather events. And actually, surprisingly enough, most of the ones that we've had recently have at least had 1 tornado warning. So yeah, Dobbs, I know. I'm aware of that. I've had people tell me that. Yeah, my page, again, is honest forecast. It's not to try to sell you on stuff. You just watching, by the way. Anybody that's just watching, never has donated in their lives, I actually respect you a lot. I really do appreciate you tuning in. Again, there's a lot of people out there that donate hundreds of dollars to streamers that, you know, actually don't even need it. I know a lot of big streamers out there, they donate hundreds of dollars, and they don't really need it. I'm not saying anybody on YouTube in terms of the weather world does, but there's like bigger streamers outside of the weather realm that get, you know, big donations. And I respect that. I mean, obviously I'm a smaller page, so it's a bit different, but I'm never gonna be a salesman. I'm not trying to sell you on anything. And that's why I don't do merchandise, by the way. I don't want to sell you guys on merchandise. It's kind of just dumb. Well, if I ever have a good idea on merchandise, I might, you know, sell a merchandise item, but beyond that, I mean, we're not talking. I'm not selling merchandise. It's like the dumbest thing. Trying to sell people on anything other than our memberships, which help support the page, but that's about it. Lincoln, Nebraska. I think Lincoln actually might see something back up that direction. You might. There's a little bit of rain up that direction. You might see some rain and maybe some rumbles of thunder, but I don't expect anything too severe. Oh, I mean, for North Texas, yes, Steven, I have. But not in this stream. North Texas, I've done several tornado warnings, primarily on Facebook, but we've done a couple on live streams. We had the Morton, Texas tornado back in May. I think it was May 24th. But yeah, we've had plenty on our Facebook page. Again, North Texas weather is primarily on Facebook and Instagram. Again, if you want to check those out, the links are in the description as well. Thank you, Anthony, as Tyler, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Thanks, Daddy. I appreciate it. Overall, there's going to be a stationary front across portions of the east. That will bring, for the most part, a lot of rain. So those in like West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, that region, they will see a good amount of rain over the next several days. That front is not really expected to move until at least Friday. So it's gonna be a lot of rain for the next few days. By the way, if you guys, I know some of you guys are actually on our Discord server. I'm a very interactive live streamer, and I'm also very interactive off the stream. I'm actually going to link our Discord again in the chat if you haven't already joined. Again, it's off community, area that you can go ahead and, tune in and whatever. And talk to me off stream and whatnot. Again, join our Discord server. It's the best thing to do if you want to talk to me. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Where is it? Does anybody know? Am I missing something? There's a new severe thunderstorm warning that got issued, but I don't see it anywhere. It's not this storm, I know that. I actually could not find the severe thunderstorm warning. Let me go over to this. Thanks, Kenley. Let me go over to this. Take a look here. Minnesota. Oh, that's why. So we have a new severe thunderstorm warning up in Minnesota. West of Minneapolis, by the way. 60-mile-per-hour winds and half-dollar size hail is possible here. That's moving off to the east near Silver Lake. So, brand new severe thunderstorm warning. Again, quarter-sized hail, or excuse me, half-dollar sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Again, brand new severe thunderstorm warning up this direction. We are actually now up to 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. Yeah, we were at a lot more warnings earlier. This tornado season was a quiet one. It actually hasn't. It's been actually, we're on track to have a slightly below average year, but it started out extremely above average, so. Well, I don't know. I don't like the whole merchandise idea. It just has a lot of expenses behind, the scenes and stuff like that. Like, I might sell a $25 t-shirt to you guys, and I might only get $5, and that's, sometimes people think, if I buy this person's shirt, they're going to get a lot of money out of it. So, it's a great way to support them, but it's really not. And the other reason is because I don't want to charge $25 for a t-shirt. You can go buy a t-shirt at the store for like $5 or $10. Unless it's something that's really cool design or something like that, I just don't see a purpose in doing it. You never know. I mean, I might do some sort of like, little release or something of something, but I won't like, plug it a bunch or anything like that. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm a good salesman, but I'm not, trying to sell people on a bunch of stuff, especially in the weather realm. This fall and winter is shaping up to be extremely active. It might. We'll have to wait and see. Honestly, I don't know. It probably will be just due to the fact, I mean, hurricane season's been so dead quiet over the last month. We've actually had, I don't think, a single named storm this month, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think the third named storm happened this month. It may have happened at the beginning of the month. I can't remember. Does anybody remember? Was there a named storm yet this month? But if not, I mean, this month has been extremely quiet in the tropical realm at this point. I mean, we've only had 3 named storms so far, and we are going to August now with hardly anything. But I think it's going to start to increase in activity most likely pretty soon. Yes, Martin, I cover everything. I cover hurricanes, blizzards, whatever. I've actually not really done any winter weather outside of North Texas in terms of forecasting it, but I am pretty good with forecasting that sort of stuff. We actually have some rotation on this cell. Actually, a little bit of rotation here. Kind of hard to see, but there's a little bit of rotation there. Again, that is, and this is in Colorado. A little bit. It's not much crazy. It's not very crazy, but there's definitely high winds. A little bit of rotation, though, moving down to the southwest. Again, this is a cell that produced a bunch of tornadoes earlier, so. Merch is dumb. That's my next t-shirt. Yes, merch is dumb. Tabs, anything in North Florida is just an isolated strong storm. I think there's one strong storm that's maybe producing some small hail or gusty winds, but not much beyond that expected at this point. All right. I think those above average Gulf temperatures will increase the tornado potential in the cold season. Maybe. It might. I mean, with all the moisture and all the hot air, I mean, it might. You're definitely not incorrect on that. It might. But it takes a lot more in terms of the tornado potential. I mean, you need a lot more than just, hot water temperatures. You need shear, you need the right setup and all that. But overall, fall might be a little bit active. Again, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning back up here west of Minneapolis, as I kind of said before. This is west of Winstead. It includes Silver Lake. That's the only location. $half-dollar sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. We still have an ongoing warning over here in Nebraska, producing 60-mile-per-hour winds and half-dollar sized hail. That includes Milligan, Geneva, Exeter, Fairmont are also included in that ongoing warning. Probably getting the threats as of right now, quarter to half-dollar sized hail, and maybe some 60-mile-per-hour winds. But our main concern really actually right now is probably the severe thunderstorm warning over in Colorado. This is the one that produced several tornadoes earlier, so have a little bit of ongoing high winds and damaging winds, as well as some large hail at this one right now, moving down to the southwest. What do you think if you're what? Fruity Pebbles into a tornado? That's just a great question. I'd be so concerned about my Fruity Pebbles out of all things. Saharan dust. Yeah, let me take a look real quick. I'm not actually sure. Let me take a look at the Saharan dust. Because it might be. It is currently, yeah, the Saharan dust is starting to clear a little bit back out over near Africa, so we might see something, but there's a whole nother slew of Saharan dust coming toward the United States right now, so there probably won't be much in terms of tropical activity, at least over the next few days, or at least over the next week, I should say, in the Gulf of Mexico, for reference. But right now, no computer models are bringing anything towards the United States over the next several days, so not much in terms of tropical activity still, probably for at least the next week. Not gonna sell coffee. Should make my own coffee. Hey, no problem, Bugsby. Appreciate you tuning in, by the way. No problem, Tabs. Appreciate you tuning in. I feel like merch is just a way to take money from your fans. It basically is. I've never found merchandise to be anything besides that. A lot of merchandise is just their logo, and that's exactly what I don't want to do if I ever have merchandise. I want a Max Velocity t-shirt. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think just having a logo is kind of stupid, though, on a shirt. You have to actually have something that's designed, an actual brand, you know, not just a Max Velocity t-shirt. It's kind of boring. Coffee sounds good, but it's 9 o'clock. Coffee is always good at any time of the day. Unless it's like literally like 10 minutes before you go to bed. It's kind of funny. I don't know if you guys saw my Twitter post, but I had somebody comment on one of my YouTube videos and said, can you talk any faster? You're drinking so much coffee. I literally responded to them and I said, I don't drink coffee. Here's the tweet, by the way. I actually responded to it. I thought it was pretty funny. Oh, man. Not funny to you guys. I just make myself laugh sometimes. I can guarantee you that guy's not going to be back in my next live stream. I do have I mean, it's not common that somebody complains about my, how fast I talk, but it happens occasionally, and it's not surprising because I do talk fast. I mean, that's not a lie, but it's kind of how I go. Moxie, I don't know how long you've been gone for, but we had a lot of tornadoes earlier. Recently, we haven't had a lot, though. Got 2 funnel reports on the storm in Winstead, Minnesota from when? Earlier? Or was that recent? Apparently we have we're up to 4 severe thunderstorm warnings. We have a new warning over in Florida. Let's go and take a look at that. New severe thunderstorm warning. These are fairly away from each other. This is a new severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds over in Perry, Florida. Inland, as well as Idaho, Boyd, Lake Bird, Folly, Perry Folly Airport, Bucell Junction, maybe, Hampton Springs, Shady Grove, Fell Holloway are all included for 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's moving off to the northwest. So again, a brand new severe thunderstorm warning there. Back up here real quick. Talk about this storm for rotation. The velocities real quick. Actually, been a little bit. It's not much, but there's more wind more than anything. I don't see much rotation. See you later, Shan, by the way. Have a great rest of your night. When I usually go live, I mean, I go live quite often. I went mainly live today, actually, because of the one tornado warning that we had. And also, I won't be live for the next couple of days, most likely. So that's the main reason why I went live. But there's no specific set risk that I go live for. I go live for any weather event that people need it for. But I don't go live for literally every single marginal risk. But most slight risks, I'll go live for. Most. Not all. Most. I'm not like, a person that just goes live once a week or, once a month. Slippy, where is this? Silver Lake? Oh, there's actually a funnel cloud reported up near Silver Lake. Is that recent? All right, we actually had a funnel cloud apparently reported up here near Silver Lake. on this severe thunderstorm warning storm. So I don't know if we'll get a tornado warning, but we do have a funnel cloud that just got reported up here. I didn't see a whole lot in terms of the velocities. There's a little bit here, but there's a this has a little bit of rotation apparently. A little funnel cloud is apparently reported with this. Colorado, I think it was like southeast of Dallas, or excuse me, not Dallas, Denver. It was a pretty rural area there. Yeah, so apparently there's a funnel cloud on this. At least in the 5 minutes ago there was. Let me see, was it brief? A small funnel cloud with a wall cloud possibly roping out. And now there's a tornado possible on this. So there may have actually been a tornado, or there may be one in the progress right now, currently west of Minneapolis. So this is a cell to watch pretty closely. A little bit of rotation on this. Surprised they didn't actually give a tornado warning if it was roping out like that. Take a look at the velocities here on the last several minutes here. Bit of rotation there. The area of rotation is currently most likely this right here. Go back over to the live radar. And it looks to be rain wrapped if there is any, but that's kind of where it seemed like there. Again, the funnel cloud was reported on this cell not long ago. This is west of Minneapolis. Again, quarter-sized hail damaging winds up to 60. Tornado is possible on the cell moving off to the east. So there's a little bit of rotation there. Thanks, Slippy, by the way. I've been in, yeah, man, I've been in a few tornado warnings before. I've at least been in, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 tornado warnings. I've never actually had a tornado, though, any of those. No problem, Katie. No problem at all. Yeah, right, Wim. Yeah, I go live for most stuff. I'm very committed to what I do, and I love doing what I do as well, so, you know, I go live for a lot of stuff. Yes, man, I do occasionally. We had a short a couple of days ago. I upload like a YouTube short maybe once a week. Sorry, sorry, Patricia. I apologize. I talk fast, as I mentioned before. It's kind of how I do it. How I do things. Yeah, Sadie, I don't know. This storm probably won't be that strong. It is going, again, toward Minneapolis, or might just say kind of on the outskirts of it, but I think the main threat with this will be 60-mile-per-hour winds and obviously the quarter-sized hail potential. I don't think much in terms of a tornado threat will come from this. Again, there may have been a rope tornado there briefly near Hutchinson, but I don't think there's much beyond that. Definitely, it's still a cell to watch pretty closely. It is moving again off to the southeast. Had some rotation there briefly. Again, funnel cloud was reported about 7 or 8 minutes ago. Yes, Christian, I'm currently live. Thank you. Sounds good, Trip. Awesome. I'm glad you're doing that. Yeah, I don't think there, again, it's a tornado possible. Doesn't mean we're going to see a tornado, but does mean there's a little bit of rotation. Overall, there may have actually been a tornado, though, there near Hutchinson, just north of there, maybe briefly. So that might have actually been another tornado. Again, it was roping out, apparently, so there may have actually been a brief tornado there. Thanks, Tim. I appreciate it. Appreciate you tuning in. Glad you're enjoying the live streams. Huge hail in eastern Colorado. What's the size right now? Is it increased? I think the warning actually, it's actually a new warning in Colorado. The new warning is for quarter-sized hail, so a little bit of large hail over that direction. There is a new warning, though, in Colorado now. I'll have to go over to that one. Thanks, Will. I appreciate it. That's awesome. I'm glad you have some dreams there. It's funny, gamer. There's a second warning in Nebraska. I'll take a look at that here in just a second. Christian, no, I will not be live tomorrow. No, not at all. Thank you, Random and Neutral, by the way, for subscribing. Again, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below. Would really appreciate it. Means the world to me. Again, that's the least you can do. I would really appreciate it. Really helps the page out a lot. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is west of Patrice right now for 60-mile-per-hour winds and a little bit of quarter-sized hail. So the warning's gone down a little bit. But overall, the hail core is actually probably down here near Strang. This is actually a special weather statement, but I would assume this hail is probably at least $half size right now. So a little bit of large hail there as well. But yeah, Patrice will potentially be in the track of this. I don't know if he'll stay alive for the entire duration, but you might see a little bit of hail there. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning over here in Colorado, by the way. The warning back up here has expired. This is a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is currently off to the east of Fountain, Colorado, producing damaging winds up to 60 and as well as a little bit of quarter-sized tail. That's again moving off. It looks to be pretty stationary, but going off to the northeast. There's a tornado possible label on this one as well. Rotation looks to not be that strong right now, but there's also a tornado possible label on this one. So a couple of little cells rotating as of right now. Nothing too crazy, but another cell to watch pretty closely. We have actually several tornado possibles ongoing with these storms. One up in Minnesota, and now one down here in Colorado. A couple ongoing. Christian, maybe. We'll see. Hey, that's awesome, Madden. That's awesome. Glad you have a radio. Always a good thing. Apparently, we've had 20 new members join the Discord server tonight, and none of them actually had a thing say they joined. I didn't. What in the world happened? Fix this. Realize that. Well, if you haven't already joined our Discord server, I'll link it back in the chat. Again, Nightbot will post it. Once we have 500 members, by the way, on our Discord server, I might do a little event on there. A little Q&A maybe, voice chat. So, Nightbot, post the link if you want to join our Discord server. Dobbs, who knows? I think 50K is a bit of a stretch. Maybe 25. We'll see. You never know. Honestly, with how much growth we've had recently, it's kind of shocking, but I don't know. Yeah, Katie, I don't think they'll post a tornado watch by any means. It's too late for that at this point. Obviously, all the tornado activity really happened at the very beginning. And overall, the severe thunderstorm activity right now is very well spread apart from each other. It's not really all in the same location at this point, so it's very isolated overall in terms of that severe weather potential. It's it's all in different states right now for the most part. So thanks, Mopar. Appreciate it. Yep, I'm a consistent streamer. Very consistent. I go live for I've actually gone live for almost every severe weather event this summer. EJ, anything in North Carolina, just strong storms or less. No severe weather is expected for you tonight. It's all winding down. Actually, we do have our next Storm Prediction Center outlook, though, real quick. I'm curious to see if anything did change. And only threat at this given time is really just across, the central United States. But other than that, the next threat of severe weather will be tomorrow. That will be for areas in the Ohio Valley, primarily southern Ohio, southern portions of Pennsylvania through Virginia. It goes all the way out to the west into actually extreme northeastern Oklahoma. Also a marginal threat tomorrow for those over in Nebraska. It's pretty much the same area as today, western Nebraska and northeastern Colorado, northwestern Kansas. There is a low-end tornado threat tomorrow for those from Colby back into southwestern portions of Nebraska, which includes McCook. So there is actually going to be a low-end tornado threat tomorrow. It is a 2% probability. It's probably going to be, there was no tornado threat today, but it's probably going to be very similar, if not the exact same as today, without the crazy 8 to 9 tornadoes that we saw in Colorado today. Going into Thursday, there's another marginal threat for severe weather across from anywhere from northeastern Oklahoma through Virginia. It's a very similar threat overall for tomorrow and the following day. So that's what we're looking at over the next few days. Going into Friday, we may start to get higher severe weather potentials going into this weekend. So this weekend might get a little bit more active. Again, if there is anything to be noted of, again, I will make sure to keep you posted on our YouTube channel. So that's what we got going as of right now. Yeah, a lot of severe weather, obviously, to come up still, possibly going into this weekend. We'll have to watch that closely. It's a tropical storm. There's no tropical storm unless it's the Pacific Ocean, but I don't think we have anything in the Pacific right now. No, actually we do. We actually have a tropical storm Frank in the Pacific Ocean right now. Sustained winds, of 40 miles per hour. Did this just develop today? Guessing it did. Actually can look on the software, but we actually had quarter-sized hailfall, by the way, up back in Grafton, so that's one of our recent reports. I also have another area of development southwest of Mexico with a 50% chance of developing. No problem, EJ. Anything for Virginia at all? No, not tonight. Maybe tomorrow, though. Severe weather is possible tomorrow. Damaging winds being your main concern. Thank you, Gina, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Evan. Want to live in Friend? Must have some good friends there. I'd like to know if St. Louis is going to hit tomorrow. I don't think you'll see much tomorrow. There might be a little bit more rain, maybe 1 to 2 inches at the most. But overall, I don't think we'll see too much in terms of rainfall. I know we've already seen a lot in St. Louis, and obviously it's unfortunately how much rain's actually fallen there. I do think there'll be a little bit more of a wind down, though. There might be some rain overnight tonight, but it hopefully will not be too much of anything compared to what we saw before. Maybe another additional inch or two. That's probably all I'm forecasting for at least the next couple of days. And it really should be more gradual. Like we'll have maybe up to an inch tonight and up to an inch maybe tomorrow night. It's kind of my forecast, excuse me, at this point. Hey, KD, how you doing? Thank you for subscribing, by the way, Greek. I appreciate it. Thanks, Greek, by the way. Appreciate it. Appreciate you joining our Discord server. Philippines got an earthquake, really? Was that recently? Was that like today or yesterday? What game are you developing, Parallel? What kind of game? Yes, EJ. Yeah, there's a tropical storm. It's actually Tropical Storm Frank. It's south of Mexico, so it is not going towards the United States. Which tornado possible storm, gamer? There's a couple of them. One over in not Mexico. Mexico's just on my mind because of the tropical storm, but this is one of them. Here's a look at the velocities. I'm not seeing anything that tight. It's mostly, I think, wind, but there's a tornado possible label on this one in Colorado. There's also one up in Minnesota. We'll take a look at that one again. I actually had a recent report of quarter-sized hail up in Pleasant Lake. That's actually from earlier. Severe thunderstorm warning actually just expired. But this cell had a little bit of rotation. There's still actually... No, not really. Or it looked like there was a little bit of rotation. Overall, maybe some gusty winds there near Hutchinson. That warning is just actually either... It might have actually expired. It might have expired. It's 8:15. Kind of odd for it to just get canceled like that. Hey, Katie, how you doing? I'm doing well. How about you? I know, Vincent, there's actually no risk by the Storm Prediction Center, but it does happen sometimes where we have a few tornadoes when there's no outlook or no chance of tornadoes by the Storm Prediction Center. It does happen. There's some small flaws in the forecast or something comes up. Like what we saw today was actually out of nowhere. I mean, I didn't even expect it. Who names these storms? Frank isn't a bad name. There are some crazy names that are just like not even English that they name them. When we get into the Greek alphabet, that's when things go haywire when I try to pronounce names. Yeah, Minnesota, that storm's no longer warned, at least at this given time. It might get warned again. I don't think it will. We're actually down to 4 severe thunderstorm warnings now, but yeah, I don't think it's going to get warned again. We need to give hurricanes scarier names so people evacuate. What scarier name could you even get for a hurricane? Like, what's even considered a scary name? I know, Zero. It's very true. Yeah, but weather can still be unpredictable. Even with all the computer models we have out there and all the radars and all this other stuff, weather can be unpredictable. But what we know is, the National Weather Service did a great job. I'm not going to lie. They did a fantastic job getting those tornado warnings out there, even though it was very short notice. They got out there quick enough to the point where there was, tornado warnings. They were monitoring that area very closely. I think they did a fantastic job, though. There was a lot of ongoing activity. Obviously, we had several tornadoes earlier. And luckily, they got those warnings out quickly enough so people could stay safe. Yeah, Kitty, I'll give you an update here in just a second. Hurricane killer. Yeah. That's just, I don't think they'd ever float the boat of the Hurricane Center. Victor? Victor doesn't sound that scary. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe a little bit. Hey, no problem, Trip. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, of course, yeah. We have a lot of truckers actually that come into these streams, and obviously they don't get cable TV on the go most of the time, so. Let me take a look at Colorado Springs. I know somebody was asking about the flash flooding over here, and obviously, unfortunately, the flash flooding has been relentless recently. Let's actually look at the last 6 hours. The rain should be moving out of that location here pretty soon. But here's a look at the rainfall totals over the last 6 hours. And it's right around 2 inches in eastern Colorado Springs. Nothing too absurd. Not nearly as much as we've seen, in the past, but it is definitely a good amount of rain for maybe, some of those mudslides and whatnot. But just be safe out there, take it slow. We actually had a report of 2.5 inches over at, is this right or completely updated rainfall totals? That's about 2.5 inches there, but there's been more rain obviously since then. We go to the last 3 hours, take a look at that. It says right around 2.5 inches, so looks like so far that's what we see in terms of rainfall, at least in Colorado Springs. But again, just make sure you're staying safe. If there's any flash flooding, obviously make sure to go higher ground and whatnot, and don't drive into waters and whatnot. But yeah, overall the rain should be clearing out there pretty soon. Let me go back over to this. We're actually up to 5 severe thunderstorm warnings. We have a new one. I'll have to figure out where that is here. Brand new severe thunderstorm warning. It's actually over in Kansas. This is producing damaging winds up to 60 and quarter-sized hail. The OT's in the track of that, so a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. You know what the scariest hurricane would be? It'd be the hurricane chaser that we have here on our YouTube channel, our membership. It starts from as low as $9.99. No, no, Hurricane Karen. Oh god, that meme. Thank you, Louise, for subscribing, by the way. Appreciate it. Welcome. Managers beware. The stores would evacuate quicker than anyone else. That's crazy. By the way, if you're just tuning in and you haven't already, join our Discord server. Link will be in the chat. Again, you can join our community off the stream. I interact with our community, by the way, quite often on the Discord server. Again, click the link in the chat there if you want to join our Discord server. Again, if you're just tuning in for the first time, hit the subscribe button down below. I would really appreciate it. Like the video if you're enjoying it so far. Again, it's been a very active evening so far. Obviously, this is nowhere close to how active it was at the very beginning. We had at least 7 or 8 tornadoes today in Colorado, and as well as Nebraska. One in Nebraska, the rest obviously in Colorado. So hey, no problem, Katie. Yeah, honestly, just drive slow and whatnot. It's definitely gonna be wet roads out that direction, but I don't think you'll see much more rain at this point. Looks like it'll be probably winding down here pretty soon for that location. Is a storm in Manhattan, or Kansas? No, is Manhattan even seeing anything? Manhattan's pretty dry right now. There's no storms over there, but that's actually western Kansas. We do have a complex of storms, though, up here in northwest of Beatrice, but overall, 60-mile-per-hour winds the main concern up this direction as well. By the way, Katie Studios posted this on Discord, but at this given time, it looks like the storms back on Saturday when we were live, they were only wind events. We didn't have any confirmed tornadoes, and that was pretty much made obvious because we didn't actually have any confirmed tornadoes on Sunday from the National Weather Service. They posted a lot of damaging wind gusts, but that was it. Hurricane Max Velocity, that's the next one that's coming out. Well, thank you, Katie. Appreciate it. Hurricane Brick. Yeah, if you're in flash flooding, turn around, don't drown. That's the best thing to do. And unfortunately, too many people think they can just drive right through it. And most of the time when that happens, people are wrong. And they, car gets pretty much destroyed from the floodwaters. Happens way too often. Way too often. And I don't know how so many people do it. It drives me bonkers whenever I see a video and somebody's driving through water. It's crazy. Gamer not no, I still haven't watched. I've heard a lot of people say who Pesco's Hank or whatever his name is. I've never watched him though. Again, if he's a YouTuber, I don't really watch weather YouTubers at all. I've never watched really any besides Weather Decoded and Reed Timmer and a little bit of Brandon recently, but that was very recently. He's a storm chaser. I'm not really up to date on this whole YouTuber weather stuff, really. On June 8th this year, there was a North Carolina, there was a tornado warning. I don't think I would have been live for that, because I don't think I was covering severe weather back then outside of the southern plains, but no gamer, I just said I didn't. I've only heard of him. Fantastic. I'll have to check them out. Actually, let me look them up real quick. I don't know, like, you guys always talk about other weather YouTubers and stuff. Again, I'm not really into the whole weather YouTubing stuff, but even though I do it, just never really look at these people. He has 1 million subscribers? Holy moly. Oh, he has a lot of like a tornadoes top 10s and stuff like that. Oh, okay. That makes a bit more sense. He has a lot of that stuff. He doesn't make, you know, he makes like a video every like month or two, but they all perform really well. It's pretty impressive. Yeah, I've actually never heard of this guy. Does this guy actually do storm chasing or anything? Or is he just like, or is it, does he have like live streams, but does he like private them after? I don't know what he does. Like his videos are pretty much every month or so. Talks about the science behind tornadoes a lot. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it looks like he does that sort of thing. I never watched him. So maybe check out one of his videos. Look at the wind on that Warren storm. Which one are we talking about? Yeah, I've heard Vince too. Still haven't watched him though. Andy, I'm pretty sure that was actually our total. It was 8 to 10, somewhere in that range. It might have been as low as like 5, but it could have been as high as 11. It's just it's a wide range at this point. We should have more information on that though tomorrow. Yeah, there's several tornadoes. Who's Ryan Hall? I've still yet to watch him. I don't plan on watching him. Again, I only ever started live streaming on YouTube to cover North Texas weather, and all of a sudden it just kind of blew up, and all of a sudden everybody compares me to Ryan. So, or not everybody, but some people do. And I don't want to, because I'm not, you know, not Ryan Hall, and I don't plan to be ever. I don't really want to. Love doing what I do. Honestly, it's kind of crazy to think how far this page has come, though. I mean, we literally just hit 14,000 subscribers tonight. I mean, just to think how far this page has grown in such a short amount of time really was mind-boggling. You know, early this year, I was being told I have to get a job, and I've luckily been able to supply myself with this weather page, you know, for college and whatnot. But my expenses are still pretty high, regardless. But it's crazy to think how far this page has come. Thanks, Eddie. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Vince is angry. Why is he angry? What happened? Hey, Dion, and as well as Lucas, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome. Check up the mountains in California. There's scattered thunderstorms. It began yesterday, continues until Thursday. Right now? Storms like never happen in California during the summer, so I'd be kind of surprised. Well, there actually is a couple of storms over in the mountain region. Well, little showers more than anything. Hey, no problem, Rogue. No problem. Yeah, I still do DFW over on Facebook and whatnot. And if there's any notable live streams, you know, for, you know, North Texas, I will always, you know, go live for them on both YouTube and Facebook. Or 9K, excuse me, when you join. Yeah, it's crazy. I know a lot of people from this chat that, you know, subscribed as early as 2,000 subscribers. Some people say before 2,000. I'm not sure how many people actually legitimately subscribe before 2,000. Because a lot of those subscribers have been here for more than a year. But they were, again, I started doing YouTube videos back in like 2020. Actually 2019 was my earliest videos, but, you know, I only had like, you know, 10, 15 subscribers back then. The only subscribers I really can remember are the most recent ones, because a lot of the older ones came really over a long period of time. Yeah, he just gets angry, traffic and such. Oh, he's always angry. Oh, okay, that's his personality. I gotcha. He only smiles once every year. Okay, I gotcha. Who's better, Ryan Hall or who's that? I don't even know who I know who Ryan is. I've never watched him still, but I don't know who Palm whoever is. Is that a meteorologist on TV or something? Am I missing something? I can't answer that question though, because I still have not watched. I've not watched either of them, and I've never heard of Palm. So I have to look it up, though. I'll have to look into it, Dubs. I saw his little video. The videos there look pretty popular. Yeah, okay, yeah, I get that. I get that. Hey, Kenley, how you doing? It's cool that you actually respond to chat. I don't know why more people don't do that, though. I don't understand. You know, it's not whether YouTubers just in general. It's really any streamer in general. So many streamers don't look or even respond to their chat. And it actually, like, when I go to a live stream offside of weather, it drives me insane. Like, you know, people will come and say hi. They don't say hi back and they just leave, you know. But obviously in the weather world, it's a little bit different. I mean, if there's a lot of stuff ongoing, I won't talk to chat. I mean, if, like earlier, we had a lot of tornado warnings. I hardly looked at chat. So it's kind of situational also. But, you know, not interacting with chat much is kind of, I think, a low when it comes to streaming. Unless you have like 50,000 viewers, chat's flying like crazy. But even then, depends on what you're doing, though. I mean, if you're like a really good entertainer, you don't need it, then it's kind of different. Oh, cool, Gene. That's awesome. Sounds good, Sadie. Sadie. Yes, can't pronounce anything. Evan, I was about to say that. Doesn't sound like a real name. Is that just a joke? Have I ever seen a tornado? Not in person yet. Not in person. Maybe one day. Am I using Omaha or Grand Island? This is Grand Island. Omaha's way up here. I don't think Omaha looks any different here. Yeah, it looks pretty much the same. It looks better here because you got the outflow boundary kind of on here. Looks a little bit better. It pops back up on here. My radar loads. There we go. Yeah, you can see the outflow boundary better on this one anyways. Storm looks better from this angle. Thanks, Justin. I appreciate it. I am consistent. When college comes back, though, who knows what's going to happen. Thanks, Jack. I appreciate it. Yeah, Vince, I agree with that. It's kind of what I said. I know YouTube weather is a small niche. Not many people do it, so. But honestly, even then, I really never expected to ever have any more than, you know, a couple thousand subscribers. Same goes for Facebook, too. You know, Facebook, you know, blew up, too, for me back in 2020, 2021. Glad you're enjoying it, Planet. Glad you're enjoying it. Steven, it's not a website. Foxy, I remember the first day you came here. I can't remember what day it was, but I remember the first time you came here. Thanks, Katie. I appreciate that, guys. Apparently my live streams are the best. Appreciate it. Yeah, again, I don't know why more people don't interact, but I love interacting with you guys. I love everything I do anyways. You know, beginning of the stream was crazy and, you know, nothing. Again, I will have a video most likely for the beginning of the stream coming out on Thursday. It was insane how many tornadoes we saw. You've seen 1.5 tornadoes? What's the half? Is that a funnel cloud or something? Velocities. Oh, talking about that. Oh, it's glitching out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there will be much rotation with this. I think it's going to be mainly just rain. And obviously damaging winds possibly still with this. I don't think a whole lot of hail's left there. Maybe a little bit of quarter-sized hail, but I don't see much beyond that with this storm. Rotation didn't look overly impressive when I just looked. Thanks, Lucas. I appreciate that. I want to be a meteorologist to help people, but I'm terrified of storms. You know, I don't know how old you are, but, you know, when I was younger, I used to be terrified of storms, and I kind of just overcame it. So I think a lot of current meteorologists have similar experiences. They start out being very terrified by storms, and, you know, they just kind of grew it out. So you might grow it out. That's possible. But I think the best way to just help people out, even if you're interested in meteorology and all the stuff that goes into it, you know, maybe pursue a degree or whatever, but if you're not interested in it, but you want to help people, you can always just share warnings on, you know, social media. It's a great way to do it. You'll kind of have a passion for it. Make a little social media account, kind of post some warnings on there too occasionally. You have to have some dedication too. You got to make sure if you're going to go into meteorology, I think the big thing is nowadays with all social media and stuff, kind of get into it a little bit more than just, you know, looking at the radar. You know, try to go, you know, if you're looking into broadcast, for example, like what I'm doing, you know, you want to actually try to physically maybe do a live stream sometime, make a video, something like that, do those sometimes, and even show it with your parents, show it with, you know, if your friends or whatever. And, you know, that's what really started my whole thing. I mean, I did this back in, you know, I started doing forecasts way back in 2011, 2012, maybe, you know, that far back. But back recently, you know, 2019, 2020, you know, I would have a very small audience of maybe, you know, 10, 15, maybe 20 people ever watching my YouTube videos. It wasn't much, but, you know, I'd get some feedback. My first ever forecast was the longest drawn out forecast you'll ever see. And it was actually with a TV screen, not like what I'm doing now with a computer. I was like literally projecting on a TV screen. And it was the most long drawn out forecast ever. My forecasts forever since have gotten better. I'll show that forecast someday, but obviously I've been doing weather forever, but you really have to get into it. You know, you have to have some dedication, and you can't just get into the, you know, you can't just go to, you know, a college and say, I want to do meteorology and I have any sort of like, yeah, it needs some sort of at least minimal background so you know what you're going into. You want to make sure you want to actually, you know, study meteorology. You don't want to just, you know, all of a sudden say, okay, I want to switch majors because, you know, after 2 days, this is way too much. And by the way, meteorology is very math intensive if you're ever trying to go to college for it, which I am. So it's very math intensive. Now, by the way, I'm not probably the best example of a broadcast weather person at this point. I talk very fast. If you're new here, I talk very fast. It's just my personality and whatnot. I mean, I could probably talk slower if I really wanted to. I just don't find it nearly as good when I talk slower. So I don't usually talk slower. But yeah, that's kind of my whole spin on it. And obviously, a lot of you guys probably are. I don't know how many people are actually interested in weather in this chat and maybe, you know, pursuing it if you're younger. Or even if you're older, you know, maybe you want to pursue it too. That's kind of my whole spiel on it. What's today, by the way? July 26th? All right, let me back up here to the top of the chat. I missed a lot of questions while I was talking for like 2 minutes. When did I start doing my weather stuff? EJ, probably back in 2012, maybe 2011. I was much younger back then. But nowadays, I mean, I started doing this really consistently back in early 2020, late 2019, early 2020. And I've been doing weather basically every day on Facebook and stuff. By the way, this weather page, for example, I know it's blown up a lot recently, but I've been doing this for a couple of years now. I mean, I've been doing it probably longer actually than Ryan, at least on YouTube and social media. So I've actually been doing this for a long time in comparison to what you might think, especially on Facebook. I didn't really do much on YouTube back in the day. But yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for a long time. Feels like, at least. I mean, I've been doing it for a couple of years, more than anything, especially consistently in terms of videos and all that. Find it interesting when it's not over me? Yeah, I know. I do too. Even when it's over me, I kind of find it interesting too, but usually the storms aren't too bad when they're over me. I mean, I've been under at least 7 or 8 tornado warnings in my life, but none of them have ever actually produced a tornado. Thank you, Wendy, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Thanks, Coco, by the way. Sorry, I'm behind on questions, so I'll get to the beginning here in a second. Gaming, it's probably real. Overall, the rainfall totals over that direction are between 2 to 3 inches. Just make sure, again, don't drive into any sort of crazy rain or anything like that. Yes, EJ, sorry. I was kind of in a mode there. I'll take a look at the other storms here in a second. Talk slow for a few seconds. We're currently looking at a supercell in southeast Nebraska. Yeah, I mean, even when I talk slow, I can't even take it seriously. Hey, Zach, how you doing, by the way? Welcome back. Yeah, I know, I talk fast, and I'm very well able to pronounce everything, so, you know, typically, people don't have an issue with it. I very occasionally, I'll, you know, one person maybe every, you know, couple days say, you talk too fast. I'm like, yes, I do. Congratulations. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you again soon. You like the Eminem of forecasting, basically. Thanks, CMEE. Appreciate it. I got that, Corey. Yeah, I totally understand that. Yeah, math is a big thing about meteorology. And when you're in the broadcast field, you don't really need math at all. Paul, only if it's North Texas weather at this given time. I don't have a Facebook page for Max Velocity. The only social medias that Max Velocity is technically under is TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And then Facebook and Instagram are both North Texas weather. I'll take a look at Discord here in a second. Never talk slow again, yes. Kenley, I don't know what you mean by that. It's kind of weird. Talking about on the stream? You're talking right now. Could there be a tornado outbreak in July and August of this year? Probably not. They're usually not very common during this time of the year. Hey, James, when was the last time you were here? Were you here, like, recently? Or were you here at the beginning of the stream, or were you not here? Because the beginning of the stream was insane. Yeah, Dobbs, I mean, super chats are a bonus. You know, I really appreciate everybody supports that page in that regard, and anyone that's even just viewing is amazing. But, you know, I'll never come to the point where, you know, I'm going to only read messages from super chats. That's just kind of stupid. You know, for some, but it's not fair to those that can't even afford to, you know, donate and stuff like that. So there's a lot of people that can't afford to donate. They can't afford to become members and stuff like that. I'm not going to ever, you know, exclude people in terms of questions and whatnot. Okay, let me zoom back out real quick. Let's go to the other severe thunderstorm warnings. We currently actually have 4 ongoing. I think I have 5 on the screen. Let's go to 4. We have 1 down in Kansas. We also have 1 currently down over in Colorado. This storm over here actually has recent reports. A 55-mile-per-hour wind gust was reported over in Leote, and there's also a little bit of pea-sized hail. So this storm's not really anywhere close to as severe, I think, as it was warned for. Again, it's quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, but it is moving off to the north, might be producing a little bit of isolated damaging winds. Hail threat seems to be pretty low with it. Again, Leote's in the track. That area was actually under a tornado warning a few days ago, so they've already been hit at least pretty pounded by storms already. The severe thunderstorm warning over in Colorado includes areas like Schriever AFB, Air Force Base, I believe that means, Truckton, as well as Yoder, Ellicott, and Rush. That is for 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail as well. We got a few flash flood warnings, as I mentioned before. Friendly reminder, turn around, don't drown. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning down in Florida that is for 60-mile-per-hour winds. I believe this will be let to expire, but we do have a report of a few trees down and at least 1 power line that was down over in the Perry area. That storm's moving off to the northwest. Tallahassee's going to be in the track of that. This is now a special weather statement, so it looks like the severe weather or wind gusts, I should say, are probably for the most part done with that cell, but there are definitely going to be some gusty winds. Could knock over some smaller branches and trees over that direction. So, thanks, Kenley. Left around 70-30. Okay, you saw the crazy beginning. Okay, yeah. You haven't missed much since. I mean, there hasn't been a whole lot. Been severe weather, that's about it. Again, I have a little bit more of a longer live stream here because I won't be live for the next couple of days. All right, let's see. Sneak, there was at least 5, but there may have been as many as 11 tornadoes. We're not 100% sure yet. Anything for Kansas? Not much. If you're in western Kansas a little bit, there's some storms ongoing. None of these are severe other than the one west of Scott City. But overall, severe weather is going to be very limited over in Kansas tonight. Thank you, Angela, as well as Jez, for subscribing, by the way. Appreciate it. That's weird, Kenley. I don't know why that would happen. Oh, for southeast or northeast Kansas. Trace, if you see anything, it's just going to be rain. I can't rely on a few rumbles of thunder, though. Don't expect any severe weather for your location, though. Shouldn't see much tonight. No problem, James. We look on the velocity of the storm in Oklahoma. Are we was that the one you sent in Discord? I didn't even look at it yet. We're in Oklahoma. Oh, this one right here? This is only storm activity over here. Not much here. Don't see much, I'm not gonna lie. At Oklahoma. Let me go back up here. Just stay on this storm for now. Might get a new warning on this. Sounds good, Katie, by the way. We'll see you again soon. Yes, Moxie. Actually, I'm technically back Thursday, but I'm not sure if I'll have any live streams on Thursday to begin with. Thanks, John. I appreciate it. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're doing well, by the way. Probably not, Rice. Wait. Oh, during the afternoon, from morning to afternoon? Yeah, maybe in the afternoon. Maybe some isolated severe weather. Sorry, I thought you just said from 5 to 6 a.m. Or north central North Carolina. Are you talking about tomorrow or tonight? Tonight not, but tomorrow possibly. Yes, GM, I do. I cover basically any severe weather, and any weather in general, really, now. Anywhere in the United States I cover, so again, if you're just tuning in for the first time and you need somebody to go for a reliable weather source, again, the most honest forecast on YouTube, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and like the live stream. I would appreciate it. If you're just tuning in. Oh, meant this current storm? There's like a little bit of broad rotation. It's not much, though. And I don't think the wind speeds are too crazy on this. Yeah, the wind speeds aren't that crazy. I mean, we're talking maybe 40-mile-per-hour winds. I don't think we'll get a new warning on this, but might get a special weather statement. Looks like the winds are pretty much at this point kind of low on this cell. It is outflow driven. I do expect no new warning on this, though. We'll be moving off to the east at this point. Yes, Sadie, I would recommend My Radar. That's a good free one on iOS. Hey, no problem, Angela. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, Grand Island saw a pretty decent storm earlier. Do you guys have any hail or damaging winds over that direction? I know there was some pretty decent hail over there. Some locations. There was actually as high as hen egg-sized hail earlier back out that direction. Zach, possibly. But it wouldn't be a huge coverage. I might do a little bit, though, here and there. The only Canada weather I'll probably ever do is severe weather. But that'll probably be about it. Appreciate it, Tubbs. Speak pretty fast, and now you can't imagine any other way. I've actually, I mean, at least recently I'm not talking too fast. I mean, typically I talk a lot faster with a bunch of warnings and stuff. My radar's pretty good. Warning's been discontinued? Yeah, I kind of assume so. I thought it was. I didn't really check, but I kind of assumed so much. Getting hungry. I ate like shells and cheese or whatever for dinner. Not enough. Hey, King Cheese, by the way, welcome back. How you doing? East-sized hail with the wind. Someplace got worse. Gotcha. I'm glad you didn't get any too crazy of any hail. Yeah, right. We at least had 5, but again, I don't have a clue on the exact number. We'll probably again have more details soon. Probably tomorrow morning, I would assume, or tomorrow afternoon. Yes, EJ. Latest forecast has more details on that. You can also, I'll have a forecast tomorrow morning and more on that as well. So make sure to check out my latest forecast. By the way, if you're just tuning in, you have Discord. Join our community off stream. I'm very interactive with our community. If you ever have questions off stream, best place to do it is our Discord server. Link is in the chat. Make sure to join our Discord server. Again, from Nightbot, that's the link to click to join our Discord server. Very interactive community off the stream. We're almost up to 300 members on there, by the way. You mostly join to help with the algorithm. I don't really pay attention to the algorithm, but I appreciate it, Tracy. Hey, Jen, how you doing? Welcome back. How is it going? By the way, we made the thumbnail today on the latest forecast. It was actually really good. You guys that want to go check out my latest forecast, I'm going to put it in the chat as well. Again, it has all the details for you in terms of what to expect over the next several days in terms of weather. Obviously, in terms of the flash flooding over the next several days. So that's obviously what you should go check out. But that is going to do it for this stream tonight. It's been a good stream. Again, I will not have any live streams tomorrow. I will not probably have any on Thursday. I may return Friday, though. But that's going to be it for this live stream. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, I appreciate the super chats from earlier. Again, Quad as well as Dozy Drew for both becoming VIP chasers. Give a lot of credit to them. Again, put some claps in the chat for them one last time. That is a huge commitment here to our YouTube channel. Really do appreciate it. But otherwise, that's going to do it for tonight. Again, we had a lot of tornadoes tonight, and it was a very active evening, to say the least. I do appreciate, though, each and every one of you tuning in. Anybody that has just been a viewer here tonight, but a subscriber, anything like that, I really do appreciate. But if you're just tuning in and you have not already, hit the subscribe button down below. If you enjoyed this live stream, most importantly, like the video as well. It really do help out. It does really help out our page a lot. Again, I'll have a little trip tomorrow, and then possibly as well as on Thursday, but I'll be back probably Thursday night, if anything in terms of coverage is needed, but I don't think there'll be much then. But that'll be it for tonight. I'm also going to put, again, our Discord in the live stream chat again. If you haven't already joined it, I will be talking a little bit over there. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, or just want to talk, join our Discord server. Again, link is in the description if you don't see it in the chat. Also, follow us on Twitter. Follow us on our social medias. We're on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. All those links are in the description below. All right, guys, have a great rest of your night. We'll see you again soon, and I'll probably see you next either Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. That's to be determined. Again, we'll have more information on that on our Discord server. Have a great rest of your night, guys. Love you all. See you guys again soon.